Welcome to Retro Sports Gamer Channel. I'm Tim Kittro from NBA Jam and Mutant Football League, NFL Blitz, and a few other games. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom! Let's go!
It's time! Trojan 1979 here with Angry J 93. This is the Retro Sports Gamer Channel. This is round 2 of the playoffs for the GBLAN 2019 tournament. We have the number 1 seed, Madtown Split Stars, taking on number 16 seed, K. Molnar in the winner's bracket. Normally we would have DeRiddler call this game, but he just got back from Super Bowl, as did K. Molnar, and they're both beat. So this game was played before the Super Bowl happened. We're calling it tonight. Angry J, let's take a look at the matchup here today. Los Angeles Raiders and the Philadelphia Eagles. Very even matchup of two very different teams. Why don't you break it down?
Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup, as it always is with QB Eagles. They got a great passing attack, especially with him being able to scramble, and he's got good PC. So against a slightly lesser Raiders defensive backcourt, the Eagles can run and gun here. It's a matter of, can the Eagles somehow stop Bo Jackson in the Oakland offense, which is always the tricky part with a unbalanced Eagles defense, as they only have a couple of key players, really.
Undefeated Madtown Split Stars is going to go with Greg Townsend to open here. QB Eagles keeps it himself. And here he goes. Zigging, zagging. Getting near the sideline, out of bounds, past the 45, and a first down for K. Molnar.
Perfect illustration of QB Eagles' ability to scramble there. He can just improvise on any play, really.
The offensive line, of course, is going to play a factor in this game. Crossfield to Jackson. Running, bumbling, stumbling. I don't want to eat the flapjacks. I got to stay hungry for the Crimson Tide. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that Eagles offensive line, it's a papier-mâché cutout, especially against a defensive line like the Raiders.
Keith Drummond with a little bit of an alley here. Looked like Madtown got bumped. And here he goes. The unusually long run from a running back out to about the 12-yard line and a first down for K. Molnar.
Andre Drummond, he's trying to be an X factor in this game. That'll be huge for the Eagles if he can get him going.
Andre, also known as Robert. And that's a touchdown for... Andre Waters is on the team. Robert Drummond. Don't call me Andre. From QB Eagles. And K. Molnar strikes first. Strikes hard and shows...
No mercy.
There you go. 7-0. The 16 seed. The 16 seed taking no crap from the number 1 seed here. Again, undefeated Madtown Split Stars so far in this tournament. K. Molnar has lost his fair share of games. But this is the winner's bracket of... The tournament is double elimination. There will be a loser's bracket as well, but this is a winner's bracket game. 1st and 10 here for Madtown Split Stars. Marcus Allen, looks like he's got him at receiver. No, excuse me, at the running back up there. So let's see what he's got here. Now, Jackson's at the RB1, so he's got all 4 running plays going there. And running right at Allen, so that's good. And now runs away from him. And gets about 8 yards, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, nice run there to give himself a reasonable 3rd down here. Should be easy to get a QB scramble if necessary.
Chase Schrader doing it with his legs and getting out of bounds for a first down from Madtown Split Stars. Just taking the easy yards there.
Yeah, with Jay Schrader, those are as easy as it gets with his inaccurate arm.
And a call play, but it doesn't matter for Bo Jackson. He gets 2 yards on a called run play. Gotta love that. And Jackson to the top, running directly at Allen, and not quite getting the marker, but 3rd down and 1 for Madtown Split Stars from his 36.
Like in K. Molnar's defense here, he's making the Raiders really work here.
First down on the run 3, almost too obvious. It didn't get called. And back-to-back with it, and so this game will now be... I see there's a little bit of a 50-50 game going with the run 1 and now the run 3, and now Bo Jackson. This should be a house call. 20. 10. All the way for the Bo Jackson touchdown. Nobody's going to catch him.
Yeah, those Eagles defenders tried to come in hard at the end, but you can't really catch Bo Jackson this game once he shrugs off the opposing man defender. Madtown just had the taps there and did a nice job on that run play with Bo Jackson.
7-7 your score here in the first. A lot of offense, not a lot of defense. And we'll see if K. Molnar can respond here. Madtown showing why he is the number one seed on offense. And as the court expires, here we got Keith Byers out of his end zone. 11-15. And taken down. Welcome to the second quarter.
Yeah, nice first quarter there by both players. I think it's just important for K. Molnar to keep this game in reach. As a 16 seed against the 1 seed, I know personally as a 1 seed before in some other scrimmages in H94 where, you could feel some pressure going up against a lower seed where you feel like you should win as long as you play the game right. So the longer K. Molnar hangs around, I think this can be a really interesting game, and we could see a big upset possibly if he can keep it close.
You're good at NHL 94. Hey, you should come to a tournament that I run in Green Bay every year.
Yeah, sometimes I have my moments, and sometimes I like going into the freezing cold tundra in the middle of winter. I've been known to travel to some odd places at some odd times of year.
Well, here's a tournament south of Green Bay in Toronto, Canada. If you wanted to, get to calmer climates.
Yeah, I would like to try and make it out. I've been looking at plane tickets. They're actually really reasonably priced in September this year, so I plan on doing some traveling for sure somewhere.
Robert Drummond, really nowhere to go. There's second and 10. You know what?
He's not the Detroit Pistons center, Mr. Drummond there. I'm just going to call him Mr. Drummond.
He likes that. It's respect. Oh, outside the reach of Keith Byers, incomplete. I do this frequently where I'll just insert random first name and see if no one notices. And here comes Drummond again. So this run 3 is working for K. Molnar. Normally the Eagles' running attack is non-existent, but so far so good. First down.
Yeah, with Byers at the wide receiver, getting Drummond going like this really keeps the play calling honest.
So we're seeing multiple run 3s, and it looks like so far Madtown's been content to let him run with that. He's got to find a way to stop it, and here comes the QB sneak, and the problem is a lot of times you're going to lose. You've got Golick, you've got Townsend, you got Long, all against that paltry offensive line, and he paid the price. 3rd and 6 from the shotgun, and it's called. Going to Drummond, and over his head, and dropped by the defender, 4th down and 6. Going for it here is K. Molnar.
Yeah, it's the exact sort of thing you got to do as a 16 seed. You got to put the pressure on the 1 seed.
Run 3. And he gets past the marker and taken down. First down, K. Molnar here with 3:05 Tecmo time remaining. Madtown already looking to take time out. Don't think he's in any danger of not having enough time to respond himself, but that QB sneak not doing him any favors right now.
No, that offensive line is just getting popcorned right off. There's just too many skilled defensive linemen here for the Raiders. You got to be a little bit smarter with your play selection.
And taken down by Bob Goal. It could not get away. Could K. Molnar with QB Eagles. I would say there is that sweep to the top that's a little more effective as a dedicated running play if you want to pair it. Even if you don't want to pair it, use your good for at least 4 or 5 yards on that play no matter what happens. 4th down and 13. K. Molnar went for it before. Punting here is not going to do a whole lot for you. So, that's the route he's going. What you can't do is kick a... I think this should be in the field of play. You do not want to kick it as a touchback. Here comes Bo Jackson. It's taken down. And a first down here for Madtown Split Stars. Plenty of time. Keeping Schrader in for now. Checking conditions. It looks like it's mediocrity across the board.
Yeah, I'd expect a decent running attack right here. Schrader, not much of a JJ guy, although against the Eagles cornerbacks, it could be viable since they're so slow they can't really hang on the Raiders receivers.
Here's the run 3. Only one lead blocker in front of Jackson. Cuts it back to the outside. Here he goes, 35. 40, nice move. And taken down inside the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Madtown.
Yeah, some slick moves on the D-pad there by Madtown. Really broke through. Got himself a good chunk game.
Called run 1, up in A. Doesn't matter. Here he goes, and he gets 4 yards on a called run play. Up in A, just like the Orenga posse calls for. And now back to run 3. We see this 50-50 game here. And a missed dive. And here comes Madtown's Bliff Stars. K. Molnar with that ill-advised dive. And Jackson now Dodging defenders in the end zone. That's a house call. Are you kidding me? K-Molnar unable to make contact, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's another impressive bit of agility there shown by Madtown. I mean, you really should have been tackled probably around his 30 or 40 yard line. I was expecting to get tackled and maybe take a shot at the end zone before settling for a field goal, but that's just a brilliant run against a subpar Eagles defense. Really, I mean, those are the sort of situations where you can take advantage of the Eagles defense because they just don't have the talent across the board.
So I'm going to bet everything that I owe that halftime gets skipped here.
Oh yeah, I'd be heated after giving up a run like that.
Welcome to halftime, and it's over.
That was longer than I expected.
Yeah. That's like that South Park episode where they invest their money, and it's gone.
It took all of about 1/8 of a second.
So, Jackson out of his end zone, Madtown up a touchdown. Basically, the difference really is that long score there. K-Molnar getting aggressive with his dives and unable to make contact. We don't know if real-time live leg had anything to do with it, but unable to make contact, Madtown makes him pay for it, and he's up 14-7 condition check time. Sam Grady and good. He may make the field, especially if Brown isn't bad. Grady, of course, lacking receptions, but exceptional across the board everywhere else.
Yeah, Grady, I mean, if you're going to try and throw the ball to him with Schrader, you better hope he's wide open. There's just not a lot of PC on Schrader in the low catch ratings for Grady, so you got to be smart about that regardless of the conditions they're in.
Jay Schrader going to run 4. Handoff is to Jackson. Jackson gets a bump and gets out of bounds before he can get taken down on the field of play. 3rd and 2.
Yeah, not much reason for the Raiders to change their game plan here. Look for another QB scramble.
Schrader goes underneath his gut. Fast Willie Galt. Fast Willie Galt to the 40, 45, 50, 45 out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Eagles. First down, Madtown Blue Stars.
Nice adjustment there by Madtown. He really baited K-Molnar to go for the QB scramble and then made the nice pass to Schrader.
Up and A this time doesn't work. Loses 6 yards. 2nd down and 16 for Madtown near his own 50. That's a joke. There's only one 50-yard line. Okay. Oh, and going the wrong directions. Clyde Simmons finishing off Madtown Split Stars. Now 3rd down and 28. Miles will run up the middle with Jackson. And it's run 3, almost too predictable. This happens so often in 3rd and long. Here's a tapping situation. Jackson goes free. This is probably another touchdown. K-Molnar has not learned his lesson yet about trying to tap. 15, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. Madtown Split Stars. Bo Jackson unstoppable in this game.
Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties there.
I didn't hear you say anything at all. So,
oh, it looks like I missed a touchdown.
Well, yep. Are you still seeing the screen?
Yeah, I just see Jager kick the ball through the uprights, go up 21-7 for the Madtown right there.
I got really excited and called Bo Jackson's 3rd touchdown. 21-7 your score. Madtown Split Stars so far showing why he's the number 1 seed over K-Molnar. But K-Molnar has 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Plenty of time here. He just needs to make good use out of this possession. Goes back to that sneak, and he's engaging the nose tackle instead of running away from him, and that makes him take a loss.
Yeah, it's the third time now that we've seen that sort of play call by K-Molnar, and none of them have worked out well. So it's you have to think he's going to move away from it at this point.
If you're going to call that play, you basically just have to run away from the nose tackle and try to get your 5 yards. Going up to Calvin Williams is the ultimate weapon. QB Eagles, and it's double covered and incomplete. That'll be 3rd and 13. Pretty desperate situation here for K-Molnar.
Yeah, you'd have to think it's 4 down territory regardless of what happens here.
Run 3. Oh, Drummond cross field. Madtown gets knocked on his backside with Anderson. Eddie Anderson unable to get there, but the drones run him out of bounds, and it is a first down for K-Molnar. K-Molnar now facing a called play, takes a sack from Aaron Wallace, the drone, and it's 2nd down and 19. So, you're excused. We allow that here. So QB Eagles buying time, and it gets blocked by the drones, unable to get to Byer. His 3rd down and 19. He wanted a deep shot down the field.
Yeah, you got to go deep shot down the field here. You can't really try and get a
nice
player to set something up.
User dive by Madtown Split Stars. 4th and 26. The Packers know this down and distance against the Eagles all too well. We'll see if the Raiders do a little bit better.
Only good thing about this play for K-Molnar, there's 1 second left in the 3rd quarter, so it's essentially a free play.
So going back, he wants Calvin Williams. He's got the covered catch down the field and a first down. A prayer as we enter the fourth quarter, 21-7. K. Molnar trailing Madtown Split Stars in the red zone.
Aaron Rodgers-esque throw by QB Eagles there. Just the Hail Mary, and Calvin Williams came down with it.
Who is that, Jeff Janis over there? Oh, QB Eagles almost getting that block. That would have been 6, but the blocker is whiffed. And second down and 3 it is. Another run 3 to Drummond. That's supposed to be the 10th time we see it. And a dive expertly played by Madtown.
Yeah, Madtown finally locking down Mr. Drummond there. This is a big third down.
Pass 1 is your call. Gets the marker, taken down, 1st and goal.
Yeah, it's a classic play there with QB Eagles. Just scramble, get that first down, get a couple more cracks at the end zone here.
Run 1's the call. This should be a house call. It is. K. Molnar, no resistance to Robert, don't call me Andre Drummond, and that's his second touchdown, 21-13.
Yeah, Mr. Drummond's looking good here. He's definitely turning into an X factor. Without him, the Eagles would probably be lost in the woods somewhere. They'd be just so far behind at this point.
21-14 your score. Madtown Split Stars. Now the burden is on him to burn some clock, potentially extend this lead, and keep the ball away from K. Molnar. Out of his end zone goes Bo Jackson, and he already has 3 touchdowns in this game. Takes the ball to the 10.
This is the type of pressure I'm talking about, just putting on Madtown. K. Molnar is really only one pick play away. You can get a fumble and get a house call of his own, and we'd have a new ball game on our hands. So this is a huge drive.
So from his own 10, here comes pass 4 underneath the Jackson. Drones are there, but not after a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
You don't see Jackson get involved in the pass game too much, but when he's that wide open, easy dump off pass. Nice play there.
Jerome Brown on defense rushing in. Going for the dive there. It is an errant throw, not a terrible idea. The issue is that K. Molnar does not have the taps, so the only way he can do it is if he gets a dive tackle. And we got a called run play right up the middle and nowhere to go, 4th and 5. Timeout is taken.
Time. What do you do here as Madtown? Do you
try to
assert your dominance?
4th and 5, you've shown that you can slow down K. Molnar. I think going for it here would be a mistake. But Madtown feeling confident. Going underneath and throwing out of bounds. Are you kidding me? And that, I know it's hindsight here, but, you punt the ball with a touchdown lead and a guy you've shown that you can slow down.
Or if you're going to go for it, put it in your best player's hands. Don't put it into a guy like Jay Schroeder's hands where he can throw it away just like he did.
2nd down and 10 here. K. Molnar looking to tie things up. 2:18 of Tecmo time here from the 15-yard line. QB Eagles. He had a touchdown if he threw that pass. And now he turns it back over to Madtown Split Stars. K. Molnar.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes made there.
Hands around his own throat. He knows it all too well.
Didn't throw it, and then he ran it right down the middle of the field and coughed it up.
Underneath the Jackson. Tight, narrow squeeze, and here he goes. Jackson with another huge yardage chunk out to the 44-yard line on a first down for Madtown Split Stars with 1:26 Tecmo time here in the 4th.
Yeah, you just got to protect the ball, and that's all you need to do really as the Raiders here.
Here's the pitch. Jackson, a lot of running room. Looks like Eric Allen comes all across the formation in a drone roid attempt there. Gets Jackson down, 1st down and 10. Allen's definitely moving quickly. And Jackson reverses his field, taken down after 8 yards. Time is running out here, 46 seconds of Tecmo time.
Yeah, nice play there by Madtown, just staying on task here.
Call play. This could be huge. Jackson, he did everything right there except get out of bounds once he got the first down there. Call play, that was the one danger where you get that scoop score potential if you're taken down in the field of play. But Madtown survives it. That's the break that K. Molnar was looking for, but didn't see the fumble. Going over the top to Sam Grady, and he drops it. And that's what Sam Grady will do for you from time to time, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah,
so,
pretty standard play there.
8 yards here. 8 seconds. This should be basically the same thing as the genuflect, just running backwards. And Jackson goes out of bounds. 1 second left. And here comes the punt. And there is your ball game. This will go out of the back of the end zone. Your winner, Madtown Split Stars, holds on 21-14, despite the turnover on downs. K-Molnar unable to capitalize, but definitely too close for comfort if you're Madtown Swift Stars.
Yeah, that was a great effort put forth by K. Molnar. I mean, he had the chance to tie the game late there. Just, he made a bad play. He didn't throw his wide open receiver, and he ran the ball in the middle with the QB. He just compounded his mistakes, and it cost him the game there at the end. And Madtown, he played a great game overall, made a couple questionable decisions possibly, but, I mean, he did what he needed to do. He had the superior team, and I think he played a great game there.
242 yards on the ground from Bo Jackson. That is the story of this game. There's just way more offense. Those isolation grapples, you take those out of the game, and it's a much closer affair. Madtown wasn't getting yards in big chunks, with the exception of like those run three calls, and he just feasted on that all game long. So Madtown Split Stars hangs on over K. Molnar. This is Trojan 1979 with Angry J 93. We'll have another game for you shortly. Stay tuned. And we're back. It's Trojan 1979, still with Angry J 93. He didn't run away. The dog didn't pull him away. He's with us. We got a game between Nelson 79 and Randy Weggs. We are in round 2, winner's bracket of the playoffs. Chicago Bears, Kansas City Chiefs is our matchup today. Why don't you break down these teams as we get right into the action? We got a lot of content for you here today.
This is going to be a hard-hitting matchup, and it really boils down to which running back wins the battle here between Christian Okoye for the Chiefs and Neil Anderson for the Bears. I think whoever has the bigger game probably wins this game because, the quarterbacks, they're going to have a hard time throwing against these defenses. They're really brutal to play against. So I think it's going to be whoever gets their offense rolling, that's going to be the team that we're going to see win the game.
This is the most interesting coin toss ever because they still haven't chosen who wants to kick off or return.
Nelson 79 is looking for the defer option, which does not exist in this game.
Isn't that essentially what kickoff is? There's no wind.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he's being.
I stand corrected. Look at all that wind on top of the stadium. Kevin Butler kicking off here.
Looked like it was going with Butler, though. It should be a good kickoff here for Nelson 79.
Well, Christian Okoye will take this out of his end zone. The Nigeria Nightmare out past the 5, the 10, back to the middle. Blockers doing literally nothing and taking down first down and 10. Nelson 79 on defense, Randy Weggs on offense. Tries to turn the page, does Randy Weggs, and it's an errant throw out of bounds. DeBorg not on target early.
Yeah, with the Chicago Bears defense, you have a lot of options here, especially against a team like the Chiefs.
And back-to-back out-of-bounds passes. Randy Weggs gets an open receiver on the pass one play action. And DeBerg is usually a pretty true quarterback, so not sure what was going on there, but 4th down and 9. Randy Weggs already going for it against this Bears defense on his own end of the field.
It's that wind that DeBerg's thrown into is causing havoc.
JJ attempt to McNair, and it is dropped, covered by 3 Bears defenders. Not really dropped, but first down and 10 here for Nelson 79 with early possession advantage. Randy Weggs being very, very bold here. Now, Randy Weggs can tap. Nelson 79 can as well. He may have a higher ceiling, but we may see a split of taps in this game. Really errant throw here. Tom Zek he's not a guy you want to throw into coverage with. 3rd down and 10.
No, not at all. Especially against a secondary like the Chiefs, they can just pick them off left and right.
So the run one is to Anderson. Completely ignores his blockers. And now we're looking at 4th down and 5. Not sure what kept him from just staying behind the blockers. Looked like he had a good alley there. And now he's going to have to contend with Derek Thomas coming down on this field goal attempt. Kick is away. And Doingson, it is good. 3-0. Nelson 79 over Randy Weggs. Of course, Nelson 79, the namesake of Bob Nelson for the hardcore champion of the Nelson's, not the Tecmo Hardcore Championship, but the full Nelson Tecmo that we had in Green Bay. Nelson 79 actually won that tournament. You were there.
I was there, and he put on an impressive showing and won his game in the very last play of the tournament.
Appreciate you not commenting on my early brain fart. This is only game 2 of the night, 2nd down and 13.
It's okay. I've already got one before, and I got a lot more coming tonight. I hope everybody's got their eyes open for any mistake I make.
Steve Okoye.
Oh God.
3rd down and 10.
That's not the type of person I would want to call the wrong name. Not somebody nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare.
Only me know how to call me Steve. So Okoye, watch the first game if you didn't see what you'll understand. Inside joke. 4th down and 4. Randy Wags looking up against it early and just giving 0 Fs right now.
Yeah. If he went for on 4th and 10 on the first drive of the game, he's going to go for it here. There's no question about that.
And behind the line again, Randy Wags just saying, whatever, take some more points. I don't need them right now. 1st down and 10 for Nelson 79.
Yeah, it's the second. Well, I guess it's not a 3rd and out, but that's the second, 4th and out there for Randy Wags. Just can't get anything going on offense.
Well, call play here. I don't know if Randy Wags is going to be sitting on run here, but this is Nelson 79 showing that passing hasn't been a strong suit so far in this matchup, and a called play here. So really not a lot of offense for either player. In fact, the field position really mattering even that much more at this stage in the game. Snow on defense. Anderson trying to get some blocking, doesn't, and is going to settle for a field goal. I mean, this is a win for Randy Wags, considering the position he put himself in.
Yeah, the hubris he's showing. Nelson 79
it's
isn't
blocked.
punishing it.
It's blocked! And picked up by the kicker, but that'll be turnover on downs here. So two blown, basically turnovers here on his own end, and only leads to 3 points for Nelson 79. Turning the page, cross field, and it is overthrown and intercepted by Mark Carrier, who has the highest INT in the game at 81. 3-0 is your score as we enter the second quarter. Nelson 79 over Randy Wags, who has now turned the ball over 3 times. That's like a hat trick, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not the hat trick you want, though. That's not at all what you want. I mean, at least he had the blocked field goal. That's the only positive thing that Randy Wags had happen in the first quarter. Nelson 79, despite all the mistakes made by Randy Wags, just not able to take advantage. This has been a pretty ugly game.
Nelson 79 trying to go for that time curl JJ up top and just through the hands of the receiver, incomplete. Dangerous as the defender was there on the reception side of it and just didn't intercept it. So lucky for Nelson 79 as he checks his conditions. It's been a hot steaming pile of garbage so far. I'm glad you're being entertained. I'm Trojan 1979 with Angry J 93. He has a dog and I have a sore throat, but we're having fun. We hope you are too. Take a moment and like the video if you haven't yet. And if you're watching this through the original broadcast premiere, wouldn't mind a couple shares on social media. Try to invite a few friends out this way if you know they're into Tecmo. Love to get their eyeballs on this broadcast. So 2nd down and 10 for Nelson 79. Shotgun formation up to Anderson. Gets the auto dive. This may be a big play. Here he goes. 30, 25, 20. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line and a 1st down for Nelson 79, who's now in the red zone.
That's the first down of the game for either team. That was a nice play there by Neil Anderson to get loose.
Johnny Bailey, rest his soul, does not get the bump from the blocker. And only 2 yards. That could have been 6. Looks like the same formation here as this is the pitch to the top. No, it's the same running play. And just runs away from the defender. That time, the blocker up top got popcorn. So 1st and goal from the 4 in the opposite eye. Run 1. Getting behind the blockers. And Nelson 79 wins the taps that time and gets 6. Neil Anderson with a touchdown. And it's 9-0. Extra point incoming.
Yeah, that's the first drive where we had any real positive yardage by either team. And that was a great run there by Nelson 79 to get loose. Found the corner of the end zone. These are some big points with the way this game's been going, where neither team's really moving the ball that well. So two possession game, that's huge.
Well, we are in the playoffs here. You're going to see some good defense, some good offense, and a mix of just different play styles. But each player in these playoffs got here a different way, and they got it with their own play style. And they had to endure a number of fixed matchups, whereas now things are opened up. The higher seed will call the matchup and be player 1, and then the lower seed will be player 2. So Okoye running on run 1 and getting 8 yards on the play. Now from the bottom hash mark, running the other direction, trying to give him a good dive of Okoye, but not before a first down there. That was well defended by Nelson, 79.
Yeah, but it was also Wandy Rags' first down, so hopefully he can get some momentum off of that, and he needs a big drive here. He doesn't want to fall too much further behind.
Interesting choice, Samuel Stimson, who gets the auto dive and a completion to the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian, not Steve Okoye, or whatever I called him before. First down and 10. Donnell Wilford this time on defense. It is run 4. Okoye bounces to the outside. Here he goes, 30, 25-20. Tapping situation. And considering Nelson had beat him before in the taps, as well as the fact there was a drone pack, I think getting out of bounds would have been a little bit more advisable. But goes back, and he takes it from about the 22-yard line now. And nice blocking. Here comes Okoye. Getting loose to the house. Touchdown. And a popcorn for good measure at the end of it. So Randy Wegg is getting on the board, gets that first down like you mentioned, and he gets some momentum and gets 6. 10-6 your score.
Yeah, it's the first positive drive we've seen by Randy Wags. Now both teams each have a good drive on their under their belt, so maybe we'll see things open up a little bit, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see these defenses lock it back down. They're both, they both have the advantage in this matchup. So this is really a good chance here for Nelson 79 to hopefully try and tag on 3 more points or even take a shot at the end zone.
James Thornton out of his end zone. Taken down to the 14-yard line, 48 seconds of Tecmo time. Condition check time, we may see Anderson or Bailey or both end up in the receiving game here.
Yeah, there's no real disadvantage to just chucking 1 or 2 of them up there. I mean, even if you get picked off, it might run out the rest of the quarter. Or, you don't really fear an interception return because that's not really a thing in this game. So really no reason to just let her fly right now.
The one thing I would say is that both teams have enough speed to get down the field from the 20. So you don't want to give them a chance to give them a JJ of their own. And this is a play action. It's called and taken down Chris Martin. So 2nd down and 17, moving the wrong direction. This makes it a little more difficult for Nelson 79. You want to be about your 20 and then backing up. Needs to let it go. Anderson running down the field. Over his head. And that's what I was talking about there. That could have led to a reciprocating throw from the Chiefs, but it is dropped. So this will be the last play of the first half. 10-7 here, your score. Tom Zach just buying some time. Eludes the sack. Throwing up to Anderson, who's not further enough down the field. And it is covered, double covered, incomplete. Welcome to halftime. 10-7 your score. I'm Trojan 1979, and with Angry J 93. This is the Retro Sports Gamer channel. We're glad you're with us. It's been kind of a mixed bag here. We've had some really poor play on offense, and then it started to open up a little bit in the second quarter.
Yeah, second quarter, we did finally see the offenses start to turn the corner. This is another big drive here for the Bears to really maybe just not even perhaps go for a touchdown, but just to grind some clock out and try and turn this into a defensive battle, which Chicago is more than well suited to win, and they're already ahead. So it would probably be to their benefit to just try and make this game end as quickly as possible.
Well, a lot of bad condition, unfortunately. And, of course, Nelson 79 having to put players back in their proper position. Dennis Gentry, not a guy that makes the field very often in this version of the game, but he's actually the best kick returner in the original Tecmo Bowl.
Did not know that. I didn't even realize he was in the original Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, yeah. He's your kick returner. It's a game that I sort of rediscovered after getting introduced to Brad Bell online. He's arguably the planet's best Tecmo Bowl player. Runs a tournament, I believe, out in Omaha. Runs the website Tecmo Bowl versus RBI Baseball. Super knowledgeable guy. It's kind of like the Brewdog of Tecmo Bowl as knowledge is concerned. First down and 10. Nice run by Nelson 79. Move the sticks. And Johnny Bailey, 2nd down and 8. Not as fast as Anderson,
but a very competent runner in his own right.
And Derek Thomas with that nice dive. Randy Wiggs making good use of the man defender, getting behind the blockers and limiting the gain. Wendell Davis, this is a redirect and it's out of bounds and incomplete. So 4th down and 7. And even Nick Lowry can't kick it that far. Excuse me, Kevin Butler.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive stand there by Randy Wags. That was a very important stand to try and get the ball back as quickly as possible. He may not
Perfect
score
punt.
on this drive.
I'm sorry,
May not score on this drive as Randy Wags, but you want to get as many chances as possible against a defense like the Bears.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a little bit of a cutout in my ears. I apologize for that. So, Randy Wags trailing by 3. Started to show some ability to move the ball down the field at the end of the second half. And we'll see if he can build on that momentum. It's for those of you that are wondering, so this is a ROM that does correct the player 2 stat bug that is existing on the cartridges. Normally, the condition is correct, the stat is not. So, what you're seeing is the proper stats for player 2. This ROM also introduces the tap meter. If you see the amount of taps at the top, it shows you how fast a player is tapping in a grapple. So, 2nd down and 10. Randy Wags had a receiver drop the ball. Here's run 3. Okoye has some room. So, Nelson 79 got caught up, and we've seen it a couple times now where he gets out of position. So, your taps don't matter if you can't make contact with the runner. 1st down for Randy Wags.
Yeah, nice run there by Randy. He's moving forward in the right direction yet again.
He's got the burn route, turning the page there. Singletary out of position. And Page out of bounds at the 25-yard line and a 1st down. Randy Wags.
Nelson clearly not expecting pass there, using Singletary in pass coverage.
Run 1 is the call. Just completely whiffing. And here goes Carrier. And the ball is fumbled out of bounds. So 2nd and 5 for Randy Wags. Dodges a bullet.
Yeah, does he ever? I mean, he's already driven 80 yards down the field. You definitely don't want to just give it up like that right now.
So nice defense there. Actually makes him lose a yard. Does Nelson 79. Coming across with Carrier. And now stuck with Singletary in pass coverage again. He's faster than the other players, but has to concede a 1st down underneath Okoye.
Yeah, nice play there by Randy Wags. He had the isolation. Singletary had to make a decision, and he just couldn't cover both receivers.
Up the middle, Barry Word. Really nice move there. Some jukes with Barry Word. He's a 1,000-yard rusher in his own right. So 1st down and goal from the 2. Don't forget about me, coaches. Barry Word. Koye, nowhere to go. The block is whiffed. 2nd and 2. 2nd and goal from the 2, rather.
That was a 14 taps there by Nelson 79 to win that grapple. It was pretty impressive number to stack up there.
Singletary tries to popcorn the blocker. Can't do it. And it's a touchdown for Randy Wags. Christian Okoye. Don't call me Steve. 13-10 is your score.
Yeah, another long drive there by Randy Wags. Impressive. I mean, he got a little lucky as the fumble bounced out of bounds, but that's 2 consecutive drives that he strung together now. Very impressive.
All right, I'm done using that joke. By the way, 14-10 is your score. Nelson 79 here. We'll be returning this with James Thornton as the 3rd quarter is expiring. And we'll want to put together a methodical drive and get 6 on the board. So welcome to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, without turnovers, Nelson 79, he hasn't had much offense. I mean, he had that 1 field goal right off the turnover, didn't really get any yards. He had a 40-yard drive off a different interception that he had in the 2nd quarter. So he's going to need probably more yards than he's accumulated all game up to this point to get the touchdown here. As a field goal it's okay. Doesn't do him a whole lot of good, though, because he's going to need to get a stop or create a turnover and then drive down the field yet again. So really, six points would be the goal here for this drive.
1st and 10 here for Nelson 79 from his 24-yard line. Offset I formation, top hash mark. Derek Thomas on defense for Randy Wags. This is one of those unusual online Tecmo pauses. And here we go. Pitches to Bailey, reverses his field, completely ignoring his blockers there. We've seen Nelson win a number of taps. I think he has to stop being afraid of Derek Thomas getting in behind that.
Yeah, if Nelson 79 could just get isolated and win a tap battle, he might find some open ground here.
Okay, way over the head and deflected. So Nelson 79 now trailing 10-14, 4th and 6. There is time to punt and play defense, but with the 4th down and 6, that's something manageable. So goes with the pass again. Going up to Dennis Jenner, who's in good condition, over his head. And you almost hope for an interception there for the 5, but it is dropped, and a turnover on downs. Randy Wiggs will take over.
Yeah, I think these last 2 possessions by Randy Wags where he scored touchdowns influenced Nelson's 79 decision there to go for it.
Nice drone defense there. I think that was the fridge getting in on that. 2nd down and 11.
He closed the door, as you would say, maybe.
Oh, hey-oh. Some really impressive writing by Mike Elkins, who came in for Steve DeBerg. I don't remember when that happened, but
DeBerg's been ice cold. His receivers have dropped a number of passes, so I mean Elkins isn't any better, but maybe Randy Wise is playing some superstition there.
Sometimes just having a different feel gets rid of some of that frustration. Against the secondary, though, now you're looking at jump pick city. So DeBerg is still the better choice. So bottle up run, 4th down and 6 and a field goal here. Not the end of the world here for Nelson 79 giving this up here. A touchdown still ties the game. A little clock has been wasted.
Yeah, that was the exact defensive stand that Nelson 79 needed to keep this game within range. Giving up a touchdown there, that probably would have sealed up the game.
So 2:40 Tecmo time here. James Thornton getting a lot of returns here today. His 4th of the game. Zigging zagging taking down up past the 15. Someone changing or someone doing dishes?
Yeah, someone's trying to clean this place up. Might be the dog.
Hey, you know what? We don't need a dishwasher. If just hey, I got done with this Taco Bell. Here you go.
Yeah, she got tongue. Wipe stuff clean. She's good.
So nice run by Johnny Bailey here to the top. Snow just out of position. 40, 35, 30. Taken down to the 29-yard line. So the biggest play of the game here for Nelson 79 with Johnny Bailey.
Yeah, he might have accumulated more yards in that play than he has in the entire game previously. Getting the ball back with that much time, his entire playbook goes open. And he took advantage.
Now he gets the block. Here comes Johnny Bailey. 10, 5, and end zone touchdown. Nelson 79. If anything, that may be just a tad bit too early, but he hasn't had offensive success all game, and now he gets it. And he's looking at pending. Derek Thomas doesn't block this. He doesn't. And it's good. So 17-17, Nelson 79 getting all tied up here with Randy Wiggs late in the 4th quarter.
From absolutely out of nowhere, Nelson 79 puts together a monster drive, brought this game back to a tie here. It'll be interesting to see what Randy Wiggs' strategy here is. Go for overtime or go for the win?
Go Balls Olstein. Okoye out of the end zone and out of bounds. 1st down and 10. Mike Elkins in good.
He's still not feeling DeBerg. He's trying to find every reason to put him back on the bench, even though it would be the wrong decision.
So here we go. It's all tied up here. Time for a few plays. Here's a run play up the middle. Okoye breaks through the line. Huge run here. Looked like he was stopped. Will not be denied already. And he might be in Lowry field goal range or close to it already.
Yeah, this is right on the cusp. I mean, one more play. You got to hope it's not a picked play, because you can't really lose any yards from here.
Has Page again on that pass 2 burn route, and now he's out of bounds and he's in anyone's field goal range now. So for the win, Randy Wiggs, can he pull it off? The double tap looks good, is good. 20-17. That's your ball game. Nick Lowry playing hero in a fun game that had a lot of different personality to it. And Randy Wiggs holds on.
Yeah, Randy Wags there. I mean, this game really opened up offensively in the second half after a really rough start for both teams. This pretty even. Both run games, almost identical production, but The Chiefs just had the last possession. They made the most of it, and they pulled out a victory there. It was a well-played game by both players, and it was a really entertaining game to watch.
If I were to pull one stat out, Mike Tomczak at 12%, just unable to get anything in the passing game going were the Bears. And despite the score being what it was, it could have been a lot worse. Obviously, those turnovers on the own end, Randy Wiggs able to overcome 3 first-half turnovers to sustain and grind this one out. So Randy Wiggs over, Nelson 79, 20-17. Good second game here of this week's broadcast. Stay with us. We'll have another game for you shortly. And we're back. We've got the broadcast hat trick with Angry J 93. This is Trojan 1979. Got a game between Turbo and Vikingmoe. This is the playoffs. We're in the round 2 of the winners bracket. So both these players have not lost in the double elimination bracket here. Turbo and Vikingmoe doing battle. Got a matchup between the Phoenix Cardinals and the Atlanta Falcons. Break it down for us.
I think Phoenix is the more balanced team in this matchup, as they have Johnny Johnson being able to run the ball. There's a few more options on defense for the Cardinals to use, whereas the Falcons essentially have 2 players, Andre Rison and Deion Sanders. If they get going, Atlanta can keep up in this matchup. If they get grounded by Phoenix, keep wanting to say Arizona. If they get grounded by Phoenix, Atlanta's in a lot of trouble.
Atlanta can turn into this back and B fest, and if they're on, it can be an absolute nightmare. We'll see how they hold up against this cornerback. So let's see, Turbo with a called run play here, nowhere to go. Johnny Johnson. The internet says he has hidden stats. Let's see if they engage in this game. Deion Sanders chasing after Johnny Johnson. The drones clean up 3rd down and 8.
It'll be interesting to see who has the taps here, as if Turbo has the taps and he can run at Deion Sanders and popcorn him, he's going to have some big gains on his hands.
So that time getting a little bit of a break did Turbo, but could not break away anyway. 4th down and 6. Going for it against Vikingmoe here early, who's been stingy on the defense. Run 3 is the call, and is short of the marker, so Vikingmoe takes over on downs. And the problem when you're the Falcons is that you can't back and B from your own, or sorry, the opposing 20-yard line. You're going to have to do it dirty here. So Rozier on the run 3, and Turbo was in trouble. Got a really nice dive there at the bottom. And Vikingmoe only gets 2. So 2nd and 8. Trying to go for the auto JJ to Collins was Vikingmoe, and it's a terrible throw, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, it's a risky throw there with a guy like Chris Miller. He just doesn't have the PC, just throw the ball into a tight window like that.
Run 3 again. Behind the blockers goes Turbo. Well defended, 4th down and 6.
And that's a perfect illustration, like you said, where, Atlanta, they can't go back and be from that part of the field. And then it was a real slog just to get those 4 yards, and they even almost threw the ball away for an interception there on one instance.
Field goal attempt is away. And it's 3-0. So both of these teams have really bad kickers. Greg Davis doing just enough there to get 3 points on the board. And Vaisika Hema, who actually played for the Green Bay Packers in the 91 season, never made it to the Cardinals, goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Can make a viable receiver in this offense. So, huge tapping advantage here for Turbo. They don't call him that for nothing. He's tapped an 18 there and taken down. So, Rosenbach doing it with his legs, 1st down and 10.
Turbo with a turbo button right there. That could be the deciding factor on the offense for Phoenix.
Some more taps. This time he gets 16. Johnny Johnson breaking loose to the 50, to the 40, 30, 25. Net taken down inside the 25-yard line. 1st down, Turbo.
And that's why having the tap advantage in this matchup is so critical. He dusted Deion Sanders there, and a huge gain laid ahead of him.
Jesse Tuggle gave up the throw up top, and Turbo didn't want to take it. Afraid of throwing out of the back of the end zone. Does it with his leg, 2nd and 2. Pass 1 is the call. Here comes Rosenbach again. Crossfield has him in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Turbo to Vaisika Hema.
Impressive throw there by Turbo. Using his Tim Rosenbach, not one of the better passers in the game. But he outdoes Deion Sanders there, as he can't cover the entire field, even against a substandard passing attack like Phoenix.
7-3 Turbo over Vikingmoe. So Bad Moon Rising will return this. Out of his end zone. Directional kick. Brings it back to the middle. There's literally no blocking, and he's taking it out of the 9-yard line. 7-3 as we enter the second quarter.
Funny enough, this might be better field position for Vikingmoe to get his offense rolling. He's going to be looking for a lot of JJs to Andre Rison. And if he gets anything else rolling on offense, that's just really gravy. I mean, that's really the one thing that Atlanta does very well, is just throw the ball deep, and he's got all the space in the world to do it now.
The trick here is you want to get Turbo to at least attempt one run, or maybe call a pass play where he has to. Another manual dive there. Vikingmoe is just getting crushed by that. He should have an advantage in that situation. It's being taken away by the superior diving skill of Turbo. This time he gets the block, and near the marker at a first down for Vikingmoe. He wants to be able to go back and get in a situation where the man defender has to cover Rison. And he usually finds himself out of position, and that's where you get those JJs. Going crossfield to Rison on a called play. And just getting back to that proper angle is Turbo and a deflection, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, nice job by Lonnie Young. He's one of the all-stars of this defense, and it's going to take a little bit better effort to get the ball past him.
So this is what you want. You've got two receivers going down the field. And goes underneath to Tracy Johnson. I think is his name. Check Tecmo Geek for me. First down and 10.
Let's see. Tracy Johnson, spot on.
Wow! I don't call a lot of Falcons games. Sean Collins with the reception, out of bounds. No, say he's taken down at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is a nice drive here by Vikingmoe, moving the ball up in short chunks.
Rozier, nowhere to go. Is he a Heisman Trophy winner?
Not that I don't even remember he went to college, so it's.
I think is it Terry Rozier? Help me out, chat. Is Rozier a Heisman Trophy winner? So, versus field 3rd down and 6. I want to say that he is. I'll bet you a beer next time you're in Green Bay or when we're in Chicago together or whatever. So, going to Broussard here is a little late. Well, I'm wrong. You know what? Well, it's been a good broadcast, everyone. I'm going to just turn it over to touchdown for Vikingmoe. Let's give him some hype here. It's Miller time.
Yeah, you don't want to leave me here by myself. It'll be like a Garth on Wayne's World, and I'll just kind of stare into the TV.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody wants that.
Come in. Your landing gear is down.
But that was a nice play there by Vikingmoe. He really put together a nice drive there without having to go to the JJ, and then he had the perfectly timed pass there to Steve Broussard for the touchdown, and retakes the lead here.
I'm going to have to go and dig up that clip that they did where they were selling out to all the different brands. Newprin, little, yellow, different.
Yeah, that's definitely Wayne's World too. When they hit the big time, they sold out.
Underappreciated movie from my childhood because my parents tried to dissuade me from watching it. But as an adult, I find it absolutely hilarious. I can never look at pralines and cream again the same way. 2nd down and 2. Weak side formation. Tupa now in the game, handing it off to Johnny Johnson. Gets the bump and a first down for Turbo, who's trailing 7-10. 1:11 here, remaining in the second.
Not for Tom Tupa to have his own event named after him in Columbus. He's got to get some playing time here too.
Really buying time here. Doesn't quite get the JJ. Timed really well.
It's quite the cannon there by the punter.
Yeah, that's an awkward contract negotiation when you're punting and playing QB. 3rd down and 19.
That was actually a rather common one in the 50s and 60s when the QB would pull punting duties.
Here he goes. Wants Vicek again. I think it's going to be a little bit short. Does get the reception, but I don't think he's going to get out of this pickle. and taken down at the 30-yard line as we enter halftime. So that'll look good on the stat sheet. 7-10, Vikingmoe over Turbo, who I think Turbo will be receiving the second half kickoff. I could be wrong.
I believe Vikingmoe caused Turbo to go 4 and out and got the early field goal after that. So,
is that what happened? Well, here we go.
Atlanta football.
This is why I keep you around.
Yeah, I pay attention every now and again, but I wouldn't count on me in the long haul.
Just so you know, fans, this is a broadcast of mediocrity, and we aim to disappoint you. So Collins out of bounds at the 13.
We're clearly being carried by the gameplay here.
That's why the fans are here. They don't care about us. That's okay. We're still glad you're with us, though, here on the Retro Sports Gamer channel. Actually, we very much appreciate your viewership, your eyeballs, your ears. A lot of hard work goes into this, both from the players and the broadcasting efforts. A lot of awesome people like Angry J93 kicking in their personal time to make this just a little more interesting for you along the way. So, time JJ option here to Bad Moon Rising, perfectly defended by Turbo. Gets his defender in the way, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Vikingmoe switching up the offense. He's got Broussard at running back 1 and Humiliation at QB now, putting Miller on the bench.
Going to Sean Collins. This is redirected, and now it's picked off by Tim McDonald, who is the INT weapon. So that's what you get sometimes with the Atlanta Falcons, is you just get quarterbacks that you think they're going to go down 90 yards, and they just throw it short, and then you get results like that. So JT Smith and good here, Walter Reeves and bad. Tim Jordan, excellent. Might make the field here. We'll see.
Looking good there. Not a lot of speed on the in the Phoenix wideout, so yeah, he does become a viable option.
If anything, you might put him as a blocker, but he still only has 31 maximum speed, which is, but like the rushing power is 81, so you get some pretty good, directional changes, and he's going to get to his blocking spots pretty early. You just want a body on a body.
And that's critical in this matchup. If you can get a lead block out to Deion Sanders, he's done his job.
And incomplete pass on a call play. Just something remarkable here. In addition to the quarterback, we now have 3 white-skinned players in skill positions. Just really unheard of in Tecmo Super Bowl. JT Smith here, 10, 5. I think he was in good condition. Inside the 5, 1st and goal.
Yeah, if you looked at the jersey colors, you'd think this was the Stanford Cardinal out there, not the Phoenix Cardinals.
A lot of hidden stats out there. Back of the end zone, that almost never completes. The really only chance there was to the stationary running back at the top.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a forced play there. Just a little bit more patience there. Probably would have paid off because he had a lot of open receivers there.
Johnny Johnson getting to the corner and the touchdown. So 50 maximum speed kicking in for Johnny Johnson. And now he takes the lead. It's 13-10.
Those hidden stats look pretty good as Johnny Johnson got to the corner very quickly. Outran Deion Sanders essentially to that corner, and now Turbo taking the lead here. Nicely done.
14-10 your score. Vikingmoe looking to get a little more production out of his quarterback. He's got those fast receivers on the outside. He's got poor cornerbacks to challenge. The safeties are something else, but did have some success when he was running around, and I don't know. I have to look at the conditions. Not sure why Broussard took the place of Rozier.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I didn't quite catch Rozier's condition.
Trying to go for it all over his head and incomplete. So in the right vicinity there, that's what you want. You want that isolation play.
Yeah, more often than not, Rising will come down with those. Looks like he's thinking the same sort of thing here.
Gets the completion to Broussard. Steve Broussard. That's actually his name.
Yeah.
First out at 10.
Steve is the correct name in this instance.
And 2nd down and 10. We had a called run 3. So Vikingmoe, apparently, at least in Turbo's eye, is getting slightly predictable. This time going for the JJ. He's got him up in the air. Sean Collins, he wanted this earlier when he was in the red zone, and it was thrown out of bounds. This time he gets the completion and a 1st down for Vikingmoe.
Yeah, Nice play to beat the blitz there by Vikingmoe. Keep this drive going.
Steve avoiding the dive. And this is the production and run through that Vikingmoe was trying to get earlier, and Turbo was shutting down with those user dives. And now he's just going to sit on this play. And welcome to the fourth quarter. 14-10, Turbo over Vikingmoe. Vikingmoe has the ball, is driving, and a condition check time. It's probably not going to be Miller time here. Broussard in good. Collins in good.
Vikingmoe here, he hasn't had a lot of success going down the field like you typically might expect with the Atlanta offense, but his two best drives have been just very methodical, pick up 6-8 yards here and there, keep moving the sticks, and this seems to be his best bet at moving the ball in this game.
Going over the top, and is deflected. 3rd down and 6.
Wouldn't be too surprised if he went run 3 here again. It's been working really well for him this drive.
And it's been called. 4th down and 7. A field goal here is not terrible, but he's foregoing that opportunity here because you have plenty of time to play defense and still try to get back in field goal range if you can get a stop.
Looks like he wants that insurmountable lead right now.
Goes for the JJ. He's got it. It's really hard to stop that play when it connects. No matter how many defenders you seem to put around it, it seems like that receiver just snatches it out of the sky. Vikingmoe taking advantage, and back to the run 3. Steady dive to this play, and that dive from Turbo, but not before 5 yards.
Yeah, going back to that JJ to Sean Collins, he looked much better covered than he did previously on the drive, but great play by Vikingmoe.
Millen going to the back of the end zone. He's got him. Touchdown, Vikingmoe.
Sean Collins, it's his 3rd reception of the drive. All of them critical, especially that last one to give Atlanta the lead here. Let's go up by 3.
Humiliation.
Almost missed the extra point there with one of those terrible kickers, but you don't see the kicker miss too many of those regardless of who they are.
What happens, it sucks so bad. You almost feel like you need to have a lottery ticket, though. It's so rare. Sikahema out past the 10.
I don't think I've ever personally seen a miss. I've heard of it. I've heard how heartbreaking it can be. Someone's an excellent. I didn't quite see who.
Lansford, it's pretty common. Ron Wolfley, Tim Jordan, the same. He's an excellent before. So some decent conditions off the bench here for the Cardinals. Ron Wolfley serves in some sort of broadcast capacity for the Arizona Cardinals, the current or Arizona Cardinals, and is also the namesake for Teen Wolfley, a tournament that's held out in Minnesota.
When do they hold that tournament? I don't think I've ever.
I think in August, maybe. Sometimes they've had some, like they've also called like Millard's Mayhem, so I think they kind of change it up. But I think Teen Wolfley was the most recent iteration of that. 8-bit and Sammy Smith 33 are the guys that they're sort of at the head of that. So I'm sure they can get a shout out and chat, let people know about that tournament. It's not that far away. So I'm sure people are hungry for the details if you're in the Midwest and you want to get out to the other white Canada, Minnesota in the middle of the summertime. Not a bad idea to check out the great state and get some Tecmo into the process. So 3rd down and 1 here for Turbo. Johnny Johnson just getting it done in chunks here. And Vikingmoe has to start thinking about, does he want to allow a touchdown and try to reciprocate here, or does he want to try to keep him out of the end zone? He hasn't had a lot of success here. It feels like Turbo just hasn't had the ball that many times.
Yeah, it's just been a steady diet of Johnny Johnson. When he's got the ball, he's been very effective.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. They went through the hands of Deion Sanders. Oh, goodness.
You don't see that often. That should have been an easy jump pick. That's just an incredible amount of look there for Turbo.
Well, Sanders only has 56 INT, and Rosenbach, I want to say he has 44 in default. So you got to be 3 to have it be a chance, I believe, and 4 to be guaranteed. As far as the levels difference, and so again, it depends on
Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders is an underperformer in this game. He's very fast, but he doesn't have the INT stats that you'd expect out of primetime. out of arguably the best cornerback to ever play the position.
Yeah, he had the hands of a receiver. He could have played either position if he wanted to.
Oh, through his hands again. Here comes Prohl. And now your Vikingmoe getting 4 stops within a minute here seems like a tall task. Run 3 is the call.
Defense.
And lets him. I don't know if he let him go in, but it's probably the right choice. He needs time to get a kickoff and start chucking it back into B. So touchdown Turbo late here in the fourth quarter takes the lead. An extra point here will seal it up here. So a touchdown will be needed here for Vikingmoe. No 3 will do it.
No, yeah, he knows what the game plan here is, and Turbo does too. He'll be expecting, just JJ's to rise and Sean Collins if he's completely uncovered.
So basically, you're only if you're going to go to Collins, I mean, I guess you could have pass 2 as a possibility. Basically, pass 1 and 3 are what you're kind of going for here.
Yeah, you get 1 play. It's a pick play. You might get a second play if you're lucky.
Underneath the Rozier call play now.
It's pretty much a 50-50 shot whether the play gets called or not, essentially.
And it's coming through. Good up to Rise. It's a redirect. That's unfortunate. Didn't even get a chance to let it sail across. You're going to get that sometimes with the Falcons. So Turbo, late touchdown, takes the lead and defeats Vikingmoe 21-17 in a game of Dirty Birds that just kind of went back and forth and no one really asserted themselves. But Turbo getting that late score and doing just enough, and Vikingmoe just not enough time to reciprocate there at the end.
No, not enough time there for Vikingmoe. And I think overall Turbo just played the more consistent game. I mean, you look at his stats there. He's got the running attack and the passing attack working. He took advantage of some instances where Deion Sanders wasn't on top of his game. He let the ball slip through his hands in a couple instances. And really, aside from that turnover on downs early in the first quarter for Turbo, he played a really great game. I don't think there's too many mistakes for Vikingmoe to take advantage of him. And the fact that Turbo won by only a couple points or 4 points, I think belies just how well he played this game.
The double-edged sword of playing as the Atlanta Falcons. You have some elite players at that level, but sometimes it really restricts the way you play with the poor quarterbacks and being forced to use Deion Sanders most of the game. Sometimes people just they can't wrap themselves around the identity of a particular team. So you have the big play capability, but if it's not on, what's left? And I think we kind of experienced that. Vikingmoe made the best of it he could, but didn't have the explosiveness that you would expect out of this team. So Turbo over Vikingmoe. I'd like to thank Angry J. He is going to get back into the NHL 90 world of things, NHL 94 world of things. As we move on, we're going to give you a break here, come back after some retro commercials into our next batch of color commentators and games here as we continue round 2 rather of the playoffs here on the GBLAN 2019 Tecmo Super Bowl tournament. These are all winners' games. We have more games coming for you. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon.
And now back to the final contest of our Sega Star Kids Challenge, the Tug of War. There's the Commissioner, Bob Golick, ready to start it up.
Go! Fair start, Alex. Josh Saviano pulling the lead.
Easter Seals
For the
battling.
Easter Seals team.
Make-A-Wish on the other end, trying like crazy to gain some leverage.
And the Make-A-Wish team has one more player on their team, Alex, which may be a big difference here.
Could be a big difference.
Joey Lawrence pulling anchor.
Equal weight, Lawrence against Lawrence, Easter Seals against Make-A-Wish, everything on the line.
And Matthew Lawrence pulling it, and Mark Paul Gosselin just got kicked in the face.
In the head. Unbelievable how hard these teams are trying.
It's getting very close.
Very close. The feet are slipping. The hands are getting weak.
Make-A-Wish team is pulling that flag, pulling it towards their side.
Unbelievable. Easter Seals has got to get back in this thing soon.
And here they come. Oh, wait a minute. And the Make-A-Wish team pulls it out.
It is over. Unbelievable.
Easter Seals are winning all day, and the Make-A-Wish team pulls out the victory.
How is that for come from behind? All day they've been looking up. Last event, they pull it out. Let's go to the victors.
The prediction. You predicted you guys would have it. Tell me about it.
Well, like I said, we were always first or second. Not second, first. But second or third, and what happens is the points keep mounting up. And then I knew we'd come to this. And I was not sure if we were going to win or not, but let me tell you, we sure gave it all. What I was planning to do is just get everybody in here and just have it like one-on-one, no matter what the points were, and that's what we did.
Well, good job, guys. Congratulations.
Yes! And now the awards. And remember, the Sega Star Kids Challenge, everybody's a winner. Here's a check for $23,000 for the 4th place team, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. All right, guys. And in 3rd place, receiving $24,000 is the team for United Cerebral Palsy. Coming in 2nd and getting a check of $26,000 is the Easter Seals. All right. And our grand prize winner who gets a check for $27,000, Make-A-Wish. Congratulations to every competitor and every team for a fine effort. You should all feel very proud of yourselves. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Good stuff. Well, I guess it's almost time to say goodbye from the Sega Star Kids Challenge Universal Studios Hollywood. But first, let's say goodbye to Phil Moore in Orlando and his great group of Sega Star Kid competitors. Hey, well, that is it from Universal Studios Florida. We'd like to thank our valiant competitors here and winners and seconds and thirds and fourths. We had an excellent time, and it was all for a great cause, right? All right, hey, listen, Scott, Rain, hey, we had a great time here in Orlando, and we hope next time we will see you in Hollywood, or else maybe you can come and hang out here with us at Universal Studios Florida. Bye, see you later, bye. That sounds like a good idea, Phil.
We've seen our Star Kid teams make some amazing efforts today, and it's all been for a really great cause. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, all right. How about you guys? You have fun? You have a good time here today?
Oh, yeah. I missed it for the world.
It's great to have you guys on board. And Bob, I want to thank you for being our commissioner. You were great. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Yeah?
It was my pleasure, Scott. You know, this job is going to look very good on my resume. Maybe someday I'll get in my own league.
Why not?
If you do, don't forget to draft Fievel or one of our teams.
Well, we've had a blast here today. We hope you did too. We'll see you next time on the Sega Star Kids Challenge. All right.
Wardrobe for Sega Star Kids Challenge provided by Bum Equipment. Air transportation provided by U.S. Air with 2,600 flights a day to over 170 cities, including London, Frankfurt, and Paris. Everything we do, U.S. Air, begins with you. The Sheraton Universal Hotel, the official hotel of Universal Studios Hollywood, is just steps away from King Kong, E.T., Earthquake, and all the excitement of Universal Studios Hollywood.
Things move so fast in this game. It seems like you never get to know people. Hi, I'm Emmett. Nice to meet you.
Oh men are created equal. Some just work harder in the preseason.
I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting all day. When I'm through with you, you're gonna be history, man. I'm gonna eat you up. And you know what? I'm gonna enjoy it.
Nothing takes care of a mean appetite like the tender chunks of chicken and rich egg noodles in Campbell's new Chunky Chicken Nugget Soup.
I'm gonna eat you up.
Campbell's Chunky. It takes care of the meanest appetites.
I love being a superstar quarterback.
Jerry, look. Oh, unbelievable. Oh.
Fans, the recognition.
This is too good to be true. Incredible.
The hero worship.
Excuse me. Aren't you
eating a McDonald's Quarter Pounder Club?
I knew it, Jerry.
See ya. The glory.
It's McDonald's Taste of the Month, the Quarter Pounder Club. A quarter pound of juicy beef with sizzling bacon, lettuce, tomato, and creamy mayo, only for a limited time.
Does that guy look familiar to you? Oh, sure, that's the guy from the glove commercial.
Is falling. Oh, hey, we're back. It's Trojan 1979 with Vikingmoe, who you just saw in the prior game. We got a game between 8-Bit and Rico 33. We are now moving into the losers bracket here of round 2. This is an elimination game between 8-Bit and Rico 33. Cincinnati Bengals, Chicago Bears. Why don't you break down what's to look out for here, Vikingmoe? Hey, welcome to the broadcast booth, by the way.
Well, thanks. Happy to be here. Yeah, this is a good matchup. I actually played, ironically, I played 8-Bit in Madison in this matchup. I was Cincinnati, he was Chicago. I was able to edge him out. I think the big thing is that secondary of the Bears, Carrier, you can jump pick size, and so look for that. That's a huge advantage with skill players like this. Otherwise, it's an even matchup, and you really got to be careful, of course, because Fulcher can jump pick on the other side of the ball. So we've been playing a lot of games, some setup a little bit that way. You got to be careful when you're passing. Otherwise, who can do the best work on the ground should have the edge.
Well, let's see once Rico gets the ball how he attacks Fulcher. But shotgun formation here from 8-Bit, top hash mark. Return with Mr. Cold Cuts himself, Icky Woods, out to about the 13. Going down to Holman, he was covered. Carrier can't quite bridge the gap. He is a little bit slower despite his 81 INT and a first down there for 8-Bit.
A little close there. You saw Rico avoiding the taps, of course, because 8-Bit can tap like a 40 or something. So
seems legit. I've seen him tap a 20, which I haven't seen him do live. I'm totally accusing you of cheating, 8-Bit. No, I'm kidding. But he's come out of nowhere with his taps, and there's been a lot of conversation the last year or so regarding players and how to develop that skill, and we've seen guys come out of the woodwork that haven't been known as tappers before that have figured out a rhythm. And another first down here for 8-Bit. Now in the red zone and inside the 10. So this is a first down and goal here. Got the burn route. He's got the touchdown to Eddie Brown.
Well, nice job really passing there. The first pass was a little close, but really being good about being decisive with his throws, firing it in there when he's got it open and not letting the play develop too much. Had a fortunate misfire on the play before that. Otherwise, it looks like the defenders could have gotten there potentially to break it up or pick it off. But overall, a great first drive there. And I did play 8-Bit. He has the meetups he does here in Minnesota. And we had some pretty epic tap-offs there. But he does use that claw method, and I saw him going pretty fast. So I think it's pretty legit.
So Brad Muster, if I could borrow a phrase from Ryan McKay, had a cavalcade of blockers that all of a sudden decided they weren't going to block anymore.
It's a great word. I mean, we're just stretching our vocabulary with these broadcasts. It's just, everyone's being enlightened.
Well, Brett, we have a plethora of language that we use, and that's another word.
A cornucopia, if you will.
Going up to Buster. Oh, was that Bussy that got back over there? 3rd down and 4. It looked like he had the deep ball, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 4.
And just playing center field back there with the drone.
Oh, 8-Bit's on his back. Here comes Anderson. Francis unable to do anything, but the drones were there, but not before. First down for Rico.
Fortunate that he couldn't, at least for 8-Bit, he couldn't bust that loose.
Speaking of organizing, Rico has done his fair share of help getting tournaments going down in the Milwaukee area. where he's from, greater Milwaukee area. Great guy, great Tecmo player. Buy him a beer next time you see him. All right, offset I formation. Fulcher, popcorning both lead blockers. Rico may want to think his blocking situation.
Yeah, that was epic. Just ran right through him.
I mean, normally, look, this is unbelievable. And Anderson's still getting through. He's going to score despite that. Unbelievable.
I've never seen that play defense that way before, and that, well, effectively until that play, but it's still such a tough play to stop as that bottom safety DB4 there. And it goes to show you pop two guys, you still can't stop them.
I felt like that needed the Chris Berman treatment.
You probably did. That one?
Something. He makes sounds. Or maybe mad, and there's something. I don't know. He's like, boom!
Boom.
Tough acting here for Rico responding to 8-bit. And maybe they're trash talking, who knows. But Colt cuts himself out of his end zone. 44 ladies, that's me. He's still going and taking down about just past the 15. First down and 10 here for 8-bit.
That was a fun first quarter. Just a couple really exchanges of drives there, but that was fun. That was fun to watch.
I am entertained. Are you not entertained? We got to run 4 up the middle. Brooks breaks a tackle and gets a few more and out to, say, a 2nd and 5. Sticking with carrier is Rico and gets the dive just as the tackle is broken. And he loses the 5 he gains. Now we're back to 3rd down and 10 for 8-bit.
Nice play there. How is he going to stop this play would be the key.
It's been pretty aggressive, going all the way across. He's got him. Tim McGee, dodging here, wants the taps. He's got him, but the drones are there. 1st and 10.
A little lower risk there because he had Singletary with that formation. So was able to kind of go over the top there with no risk.
Going down to the bottom, this time overthrows him. Getting caught in a run was Rico. James Brooks. Not a lot there. 4 yards, 3rd and 6.
Tell Rico's picking a lot of run on defense here to try to keep the taps and the big running plays down.
Not really a cavalcade of blockers there. 4th down and 2.
Had a nice bump to get the drone help he needed because he knew he didn't want the tap off there. So big 4th down. What's he going to do?
I don't know. So here comes the size and the mobility. Could be a factor. He gets the marker and out of bounds. 1st down, 8-bit.
Nice job there. I was at one point almost like to force that cross-field throw. You give up the touchdown, so be it. But 4th down, it's okay to get a little aggressive.
Run 1. We've seen a heavy dose of this. Here's the cavalcade, and here comes Brooks. And taken down outside of the 10. He's in the red zone. 1st and 10 for 8-bit with 2:30 Tecmo time remaining in the 2nd quarter. Sison, risky throw, but he gets it to Brooks, and he's got the end zone touchdown. 8-bit.
Nice just awareness of knowing that they had some drones laying down over there. He could still throw it, even though it looked a little messy, but able to throw it across the field and really put pressure on the defense there. So nice drive, nice big conversion on that 4th and 2 as well.
14-7 is your score. Here is we get late into the 2nd quarter. Brad Mustard catch up out of his end zone to the 5, to the 10. And taken down by the drone. So 1st down for Rico, 1:42 remaining. Not quite time to go back and be.
I'd like to get a little more space here. You can still bust a big run. I'd like to still check conditions with the quarterbacks just to see who's a little bit better ability right now. But
Bailey, despite getting bottled up there, has a lot of running room. 30, 40, 50, and 45. So 8-bit's an up-and-coming player. I think if you had one knock, it might be some of his defensive play. It's been inconsistent at times. That being said, he's managed to do pretty well for himself. And over the top now to Brad Mustard, it's incomplete. So you had the unbelievable safety play before, and now the drop.
Right, and really, I don't know why you don't drop back there if you're 8-bit just to prevent the touchdown here. Give up a field goal, you give up a field goal. But after that big run. That's
He's given up in chunks. I mean, it's hard against this running attack. Run 4 is the call. I mean, like I said, there's just the convoy. Inside the 5. Does he go for it? He goes for the field goal.
Oh, man.
What happened here?
Keep working. Everything's going to be okay. Can you, push the play button?
Well, that's weird.
All right.
I'm not sure what caused that.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I somehow the window got deselected. I didn't have my hand in any of the keys. Maybe something bumped. Maybe a cord bumped a key or something. But anyway, sorry about that delay, folks. I thought they were just trolling us. So, Icky Wood's out of bounds. So 14-10. 8-Bit able to get 2 touchdowns. Rico had to settle for 3 there. Just ran out of time. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I just like the composure of going for 3 there. It's composure I frequently don't have myself, but knowing that it's the first half and there's a whole other half to play, you get the ball back first. That was the smart play, because now you get a chance to take the outright lead if you can put a drive together here. But really back and forth. Surprised that 8-Bit's having so much trouble with the run here, but really when you have just Fulcher to use, some of those plays, I think the playbooks are good by Rico, and he's still obviously a very skilled player himself. So I liked it back, a lot of back and forth, and looking forward to the second half.
This is a situation where you're not going to see Anderson or Muster probably make the outside. You want to have that 2-headed running attack, and it's all going right at Fulcher.
Yep, smart play.
So pro set formation up the middle. Bailey bounces it to the outside. And they're just feasting on the Bengals defense today. First down for Rico.
And it's one of the smaller chunks there, and that's 15 yards. So if he's going to give that up, you got to start calling run pretty soon here.
So here comes Bailey again. I mean, this could be 6. He's zigging. 10, 5. House call, touchdown, Rico.
Well, 8-Bit just got caught up in the wash there, and Rico made him pay. Really well done there. And Neil Anderson right now is just a decoy, so it's all Bailey.
17-14 your score. 8-Bit, despite his taps, if you can't make contact with the opposing player, doesn't do anything.
Truer words have never been spoken.
So, Icky Woods, not a lot of room. Hasn't fumbled yet.
Brooks and bad, I saw. That's not good.
Well, he should still be in 50 maximum speed, so that's still very serviceable running back. The taps here, he should be able to break free and do something with this if he can get away from the drop back. Here he goes, 30, 35, 40. I think a little too much zigging and zagging there. He can be a little more direct and subtle with those movements, but gets the first down.
Nice job just going right to the guy in bad and just getting a big play out of him.
God, the fridge. What the heck?
I don't get
Why?
Maybe Dent with his 44 int? I don't know.
Yeah, is Rico just... Well, Rico's caught a run here, going up to Brown, and overthrow, and that's the kind of... Rico's really hoping for a pick there, and he played it perfectly.
For sure, and with Carrier sitting there, that's pretty high percentage in his favor, but it came up empty-handed that time.
Underneath to Brooks. Bad Brooks. Why do you stay in bounds there, but taken down 1st and 10? If it sounds like I'm being critical of 8-Bit, it's because I am.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, let's not mince any words. I'm criticizing 8-Bit's play as I'm the ultimate armchair Tecmo player. So, underneath to Holman, and this is a house call. So, 8-Bit heard me in the future and decided to make me eat my words. So, Rodney Holman with a touchdown, 20-17. 8-Bit takes the lead over Rico. A lot of offense in this one so far.
Yeah, well, he's really been able to take advantage of when Rico's been calling run on defense. and making him pay with everybody open and just being decisive about it. Fortunate with that throw into carry that didn't end up being a pick, but otherwise, playing well. And I think what you alluded to earlier was staying in bounds. I think the tendency when you have taps, well, maybe I can get a big play if I can get an ISO or something. And I think you get that bad habit, if you want to call it that, of staying in bounds.
Speaking of this popcorn, yeah, wow. Huge return. He had some popcorn going on. Welcome to the fourth quarter of 21-17. Rico.
Just going on, and Muster's just making a big play.
Well, it took him forever, so we had the time. Fulcher gets that double popcorn again, but it still doesn't matter. Anderson, he puts it on the ground, though. And he was right on the corner there, and looks like Rico.
He's just stunned. He's
not even moving his player. What is that about? 1st and 10, 8-bit.
Oh, that's just really unfortunate. Such a nice, like you just said. I mean, you're right there. Just step out of bounds. Give up another yard or two, and live to play another day.
Get out of bounds, kids. That's the lesson. Stay in school and get out of bounds.
Almost baited him.
The other rule used to be no sex in June, but that rule has been changed. 1st down and 10.
You're going to have to explain that rule to me. I don't like that.
9 months away from the former Madison tournament.
Oh, right.
2nd down and 10. Apparently that leads to babies in March and April, apparently. So up the middle, Brooks, 3rd down and 7.
Well defended there. Like Harrison, that can be a tricky play sometimes to stop.
Actually, if you want to attend the Tecmo Players Championship, which is elite Tecmo Players, high stakes, that is now held in April. So I guess that rule still applies. 1st down, run by 8-bit. Milking away the clock here. 3rd down and 17. Excuse me, rather 3 minutes, 17 seconds. Wow, it is late. And 14 taps there. And getting a little bit closer. A field goal does give you a full touchdown lead, but I think you'd like to extend this and make it a 2-scorer. Make it insurmountable. Goes cross-fielded. McGee, are you kidding me? Touchdown. So 8-bit's really on par, on target with his QB play with the Sison and that rocket arm. And he goes up. Should it be an 11-point lead here?
That's a big play. I saw Singletary slow down just the slightest bit there. Not a huge fan of using Singletary in that play. I'd still rather use Carrier, or someone else if you're afraid of that run to slow it down. But when he's been caught in that pass, 8-bit certainly made him pay by really knifing those in there.
This is an elimination game here. So Tom Zach is going to have to send his receivers down the field. Going to Ron Morris. He hasn't put in Anderson yet. Maybe he just wants to threaten the possibility of a run yet, which, I mean, he's house called. He has an enormous amount of rushing yards.
Yeah, it's still a good threat at this point.
Oh, here he goes.
On a called play.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
Out of the top hash mark. And you're getting to the point here where the onside kick is almost impossible to begin with. You almost have to kick a field goal. But he's going to get the 6 here. Yep. Huge completion to Anderson and a touchdown.
Right, his only chance now to get that onside kick, which is very unlikely with this on this side of the ball. But really, tremendous runs and tremendous plays there to score quickly.
My understanding, it's something like less than 0.5% chance.
Down there.
And so it's recovered here. So Brooks can waste all the time he wants. Doesn't matter if he gets tackled in bounds. And a return now into Bears territory and pinning a call play. Run 3 should be able to take out of bounds. Looks like he's just going the wrong way. And here, Esiason can just waste the clock away. So, out of the back of the end zone, that'll be your ball game. 8-bit triumphant over Rico, 28-24. An exciting game that Rico, that unfortunate fumble was the difference that neither one could stop one another.
Yeah, it was really blow by blow, and I think it would have been nice to see how it ended if he had not fumbled right by that sideline there. Really, obviously, a turning point in the game. It would have been interesting too if Carrier would have picked that one ball off. So sometimes just one of those plays going the other way makes a big difference. A close game with obviously some pretty skilled, talented players.
So 8-Bit will have to do some more battles here more battling rather, in the losers bracket. And Rico's tournament here in 2019 for the GBLAN tournament is done. We wish him the best. Wish him well. Rico's an amazing guy. Again, if you see him at a tournament, make sure to grab him a beverage. He'll appreciate it. So our best to Rico, but 8-Bit moves on. And for Vikingmoe, this is Trojan 1979. Stay with us. We've got another game coming for you shortly. And we're back. It's Trojan 1979. I still got Vikingmoe with me. How we doing?
I'm still really, really good. Thank you.
That's awesome. Hey, we got JJ Master Thrash against Bob Sacamano, organizer, one of the co-organizers of the Detroit Kumite, doing battle here. This is elimination playoffs, round 2 bracket game. So we're in the losers bracket, so if you win, you keep going. You lose, you're done. So elimination match in what does our friend Thrash call? Kansas City and Houston. So I don't know if I've ever called this matchup. I would think that Kansas City has some deficiencies here. But comfort matters. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, obviously Houston just against that secondary, which is, not super great there for Kansas City. That'll be tough to stop. I guess, Thrash maybe just has that comfort level with Kansas City, but I think Bob, a.k.a. Odell, has elite burn route skills, and I'm sure he'll take advantage of that.
Interesting seeing the QB sneak with DeBerg. And turning the page early here, he's got the JJ, Stephon Page, who gets the taps, and looks like it's Thrash, so what do I know? First play from scrimmage, he gets a touchdown. Stephon, don't call me Stephanie Page. 6-0. Thrash over Bob Sacamano.
Yeah, he just went for it there, I guess. And I looked like maybe
he's not the best color commentator or nothing, folks.
Well, that's what I mean. I think he had Page at tight end there too. I guess I didn't notice that right away, but I was surprised when he threw it. I'm like, oh man, he's going to the tight end against Richard Johnson, but it ended up being Page, and he got it. So big play. I don't know what his game plan is long term here, but that's a good start to put some pressure on.
So it looks like Alan Pinkett in over Low White. Look, Bob Sacamano, rather, is running near the line of the scrimmage with the QB. We've never seen him do that before. 2nd down and 6.
Or have we, just under a different name?
Maybe the same name I just used. Going up to Ernest Givens, got the JJ himself, so says, hey, I can play that game. Goes Bob Sacamano. Ernest Givens out to the 30, out of bounds. 1st down, Bob Sacamano.
Well, Speed would be proud, and, so is Thrash probably. He's probably loving that play, even though it happened.
Or the guy that goes by Akahimio Smoji or whatever his name is. Oh, Givens. He Givens and takes away. 1st and goal from the 1.
Burn routes, JJ routes. It's going to be a tennis match here.
And a missed dive. Alan Pinkett with the easy touchdown, running right at Thrash.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Victor Jones better, just because I do. But whatever.
They're not identical at all, are they?
They're not, or they're even the same pigmentation. So, but still, I mean, his name is Victor. Nearly a block.
He is Vigo. Oh, here goes the onside attempt. That's how confident Bob Sacamano is. Here comes Okoye. I feel like this game is going to get out of hand really quickly.
Well, Thrash needs to keep scoring. Going to test the JJs, go to Page at tight end again. We'll see what happens.
So Ray Childress going to Page again. Why not? And it looked like he had a chance there, but it's double covered and incomplete. 2nd and 10. He was turning the Page back-to-back plays. That was only the 2nd play from the offense for Thrash, and that time Bob Sacamano taking advantage of a little drone behind-the-scenes action and finishing off the play.
Thrash loves this play.
There it is. Oh, overthrown. I thought he had him.
I think that's why he has Page at tight end, so he can get better timing on that particular timing on the JJ, see if he does it again.
So ignoring the potential here for a Nick Lowry field goal, going for it all and overthrow that time. So we got a turnover on downs. Bob Sacamano will take over. 7-7 here, 42 seconds technical time in the 1st.
Well, that was unfortunate.
When you got to have it and it goes through their hands twice, that is unfortunate. There are only a handful of players that feel confident to go through an entire series like that. He's one of them.
You're kind of rolling the dice a little bit usually, and that's I like it when you mix it in every once in a while, or when you really need it. The guy's not expecting it, but it's kind of hard to live and die by it. And I think most guys are proving that that's the case.
So using Warren Moon and these receivers, I mean, you can throw in a coverage pretty unapologetically here. 3 seconds remaining here. Tecmo time, and the first will be the last play of the quarter. 2nd and 5 for Bob Secamato from his bottom hash marks to go back formation. Derek Thomas just trying to stop the run here. And another first down for Bob Secamato as we into the second quarter. Tie game, 7-7. Thrash on his heels early.
Yeah, I still like checking conditions with Houston, at least at the running back position, to see if you get a little more explosiveness in there, but I think he's feeling pretty confident right now.
Wants Drew Hill, and it is overthrown, picked off, so a huge break for Thrash. Now he has a chance to get the initiative back, and time for a examination page in bad. That does not help Thrash's overall strategy. J.J. Burden he's in good, so that'll help.
It might not be common knowledge, but on pick plays and overthrows, the whole equation is thrown out the window. So almost anybody can pick it off if it's an overthrow and a pick play, and that's what happened in that situation.
And it doesn't even have to be a pick play. If there's an overthrow and there's an auto run from the drone to that spot, there can be a different formula that kicks into play.
For the nerds in the room.
Yeah. So nice run there, getting some support. Thrash taking it up top and getting a first down. Leave some of the ladies to us, the viewers are saying, with all that Tecmo knowledge.
Right. Something like that.
We're both married, so not to each other. The grinder hookup didn't work out, so back to married life. 2nd down and 14.
I swiped right. Whatever that means.
I really don't know. That's how ignorant I am with this stuff. I really just don't know. And this time when it doesn't matter, he finally gets the JJ to Page in bad condition and a first down for Thrash.
Maybe he just needed bad condition to get the timing down. Maybe he's just more comfortable with that speed. And maybe that's the answer.
There you go. He still has plenty of receptions to go around. Going to J.J. Burden this time, and the drones are there to knock it down. So 2nd down with 3:20 of Tecmo time remaining.
Who knew how great J.J. Burden's name was going to be?
That's so beautiful. J.J., of course, standing for Jumping Jackass. That's the shortening of that. And that's a direct quote, folks. Chris Dishman on defense. I don't know how useful he is, but worked on that play. 4th down to 15.
He's not bad. I think 56 int, a little on the slower side, but not super slow. But I like the top corner better.
I remember there's a Dishman jersey given away at Thunderbolt this past time. So, but another turnover on down. So Thrash just saying, I'm not gonna punt. I'm just gonna keep going for it. And there's a point to do that. I don't know that where he's been, and now here comes Givens. Now it's out of his reach. So a little break there for Thrash. I really disagree with that decision to not at least attempt a field goal at that stage in the game.
Yeah, it is early on. I would agree. I think the other problem is, and not to take anything from Odell here, because he's really defending the jumping catch as well. But that's the problem. When you do it all the time, people anticipate it and can stop it.
Well, Moon does it with his legs, and now there's I thought he went out of bounds, but he didn't because the clock is running. So 1st down and 10. And in a passing formation, going with Thomas is nearly useless against this score.
A lot of times if he does jump, he'll jump and whiff against Moon. So I like using Snow a little bit better, especially when you know it's a pass.
On this situation, I mean, once it's completed underneath, just to make contact, that's a different story. But 1st down and 10 here for Bob Secamato, right on the edge of the red zone. And it's deflected on a called play. Incomplete. 109 Tecmo time and a tie game here late in the second quarter. Elimination game, round 2 of the GBLAN Online playoffs for Tecmo Super Bowl. And a covered receiver is incomplete 3rd and 10.
Just no fear there. I mean, against Thomas, there's almost no chance to throw an interception as long as it's on target. So
I don't know the career stats, but I know that he played somewhere around 10 years before he ever got his first interception. It might have been the only one.
He had 7 sacks in one game, though.
This is accurate. And Curtis Duncan with the JJ of his own and runs to daylight and gets the end zone touchdown. Bob Sacamano.
And to me, that's the difference. Obviously, well executed there. You're not always anticipating that time, JJ, so it caught him off guard. He wasn't quite in position to stop it because he mixes in burn routes and things, and I think it's just like pitching in baseball. You got to change it up. You have to keep your opponent off balance, and when you're just going to JJ every time, they can anticipate it and stop it.
Well, welcome to halftime, 14-7. I think this is just a function of, you have 4 options to throw to in that regard, versus there's 1 or 2 guys on the Chiefs that can effectively serve in that role. One of them is on Page. Maybe the other right now it's on the field would be J.J. Burton in good condition. You're certainly not going to get any consistency out of Okoye or Barry Word if they're on the field. Maybe a Rob Thomas could do that if he makes the field.
I'd like to see Okoye going here a little bit, too, on the ground to balance things out.
Triple coverage, still had the CC.
Houston will do that to you. That's just Houston being Houston.
Well, condition check time here. Looks like Low White is in.
Oh, put him in.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. I think is he going to swipe left or swipe right on this guy?
Totally left. Whatever that means.
Oh, Low White makes the game, and the chat goes wild. 1st and 10 for Bob Sacamano.
Well, at least 50 max speed now. That's impactful. That's a double threat for sure.
Let's see if he can get that. Looks like Thrash may have the taps there. That would make me rethink that decision, but let's see if we can get the Holy Roller offense going.
Yeah, the fumble forward offense.
Moon going crossfield Jeffries. That is just filthy. He knows that spot. That's essentially in that same category as JJ's. You move your QB to the spot and you let it go. And if you got that timing down, it's really hard to stop.
Crossfield with an arrow trick in there too. It was just really beautiful play.
Givens, and he takes away Ernest Givens with a touchdown here, and it's starting to get a little bit concerning here. It's really hard to stop this offense, and you got to match blow for blow.
You do. He was fortunate to get that interception before, but not able to answer a couple times now. He's had a turnover on down, so needs an answer here, obviously, just to really kind of stay in it. Otherwise, it's going to be a rout.
Well, as player one, and we know that he can the JJ game. He understands the timing of it, but he can't give up on Okoye. You might catch Sacamano in a pass call, maybe a chop block situation. He's going with the pass one here, and he's going to go to McNair. So that's incomplete. 2:07 Tecmo time. There's only really we'll see how he plays this out here, but this is probably going right to Page.
Take another shot at Page here.
It gets Burden this time. I stand corrected. So last time that was deflected by the drones. That time it's true. 1st and 10 for Thrash.
You can tell he's comfortable with that play. A little arrow trick of his own there to try to get that one in there for the top receiver.
Gets a covered catch to Page on the other side of the 50, now in Oilers territory. Moving the ball quickly here. And here comes Okoye. Zealous dive there by Sacamano. And a huge gain. So 1st down here for Thrash from the 25. Back to run one up an A. That time the drone is true with his dive. 2nd down and 8.
It looked like he was trying to kind of engage that drone to see if he can get the popcorn and then the ISO with the man defender.
Pass one's the call. Going to Okoye here. That's risky. You got Dick right there.
I like the idea of going between the tight end at the bottom and the running back at the top, but you really need to stay closer to the line of scrimmage to really pull that off.
That, and there just wasn't enough field. The receiver had already run his route to the back of the field, but it doesn't matter. Okoye does a house call, and this game is about to be a one-score game.
Well, you saw Houston with Childress. He was able to stop that sweep to the bottom, that run 3, with an aggressive play with the bottom linebacker. This time didn't get quite the break he needed. He got bumped off, and that's a house call.
Now, we'll see how this game plays out, but if Thrash was a little bit more measured in his balanced approach, like we just saw there, I think that changes the outcome of this. I think he's been really overly aggressive with the JJ attempts, and instead of relying on them in a, I need it now, I need a play, as opposed to just playing the process. And as you mentioned, you get a little more predictable. Now with the entire playbook actually being utilized, he's been able to move the ball more effectively, like the last drive.
Yeah, he's definitely settled in here and looked really good that last drive. Hopefully it's not too late, but he's going to need to pull out some kind of a stop here, which is no small task.
Completes to Low White and out of bounds at the 15, 2nd and 3.
Low White out of bounds is a good idea.
Going to Givens, and that was risky. I don't know if I would have made that throw. That overthrow could have been a pick, and that would have changed the scope of this game.
Yeah, he was trying to time that one, and well defended. Fortunate to come out away with that one. And
Low White getting out of bounds plenty early, not risking it at all. I don't blame him. 1st and 10.
I like that run 1 because he's using DT every time, so why not just use run 1 a lot?
Call pass play going up to Drew Hill. And he gets the diving grab. 1st down, Bob Secamano.
Doesn't feel good, probably, for either player, but maybe it feels okay for Bob.
Well, he didn't call the matchup, but he probably salivated when he saw it.
Well, knockdown there at line of scrimmage, so fortunate drone help there.
Sticking with that run 1 we were talking about just a moment ago.
Yeah, the top linebackers double-teamed on that play. Had one guy chasing him only that time, but that's tough to stop when you have all those guys coming after you.
Have we seen that run-2 draw called yet?
I haven't seen it.
Well, I don't think you want to call that with Low White in the backfield right now.
A little riskier for sure.
Oh, the drone takes him down. So Low White was just trying to reverse his field, try to avoid that manual engagement. And now going cross field, and this time it is overthrow. And Derek, that's how Derek Thomas can pick off Warren Moon. There's no other way.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, when those drones are auto-directed, if there's an overthrow, there's a whole other equation that completely ignores pass control and INT stats. So,
well, it's true. But that was a man defender, but technically, I'm sure the receiver didn't get to the X there on that dive, so it was just but I still think that's low probability, but that's a big play. That's what he needs.
Sean Jones going into pass coverage. Not sure if that's in his contract or not.
Not that
he
far
got the
down.
diving grab. Are you kidding me? Thrash just knows how to pour it on.
Wow. Big play. Wow. Plenty of time here, though. So got to time this out right, too, but you got to get in the end zone.
Ray Childress on the bottom. Tries to go for that lurch. Can't get it. Okoye looked like he's moving a little slower than he'd like to be. Here's the tap, and the drones are there. And the 1st and goal inside the 5 with 1:10 Tecmo time remaining. Timeout is taken by Bob Secamano.
Yeah, I haven't seen conditions in a while, but yeah, you're looking a little sluggish there, but lots of options. That pass, too, is still an option this close to the end zone, but you got to be thinking run here, right?
Well, I mean, you can still thread the needle across the formation. A pass 1 would probably be pretty effective. But here comes Okoye, doesn't matter, makes the end zone. It's a touchdown. Thresh.
Yeah, it's a good point. Pass 1 to the end zone, near the end zone. It's good as well. I like the call there. I think Bob doesn't know which defender to use right now. He's just a little bit tore up by the 2 interceptions he's thrown with Moon in this game. And now we have a tie game, but I think just enough time here for Bob to try something.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the ultimate back and B team. Throw it to someone and hope they catch it and kick a field goal.
I need a little more space. Interesting to see if he comes after him with DT, but if someone's left open, he could be in trouble.
And he had to force that throw because he didn't want to risk a safety because of his position on the field. And now you're starting to run out of time here. If he decides to dance around, okay, so interesting.
He was trying to sneak one more in there to get a little more space, I think.
Yeah, once Thrash just committed to running a back in coverage, I think you got to let that play go on and just see what happens. But
trying the safety for the win.
He's got
we got to go get him. Oh, no.
Wow, zagging. Oh, are you kidding me? Take it down to the 10. It's overtime.
Well, it's just surprising that the drones caught Drew. Maybe he's in bed. 63 max speed, Drew Hill. That's surprising. I can't quite blame him for going for the sack safety for the win. That would be awesome.
Going for the wow.
Oh, no.
Here comes Drew Hill.
He's going to make up for it now.
Are you kidding me? Like Carl Lewis? Uh-oh. I'll make up for it now. That's your ball game.
Wow.
I don't even know how to get excited about that. That's just weird. But onside kick, picked up, scoop score, and that's your ball game. 27-21, Bob Zacamato advances. Thrash eliminated. An entertaining game, probably one of the more odder ones I've seen.
For sure. I think he did it on purpose. Like, hey, I can't stop the others. I'm just going to go for the onside and hope to pull off an upset there. Awesome comeback by Thrash. That was fun to watch. He definitely settled in on offense there just in time. But that's a wild way to finish.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to have the game of the week coming for you shortly. Take care. And stay with us. And we are back. It's Trojan 1979 on the Retro Sports Gamer channel. We have a game between the number 1 seed, Madtown Spliff Stars, and the number 25 seed, The Shield. And I am welcoming back for the first time all season, Ptitteri into the booth. How you doing?
Game of the week. Let's get it going.
I'm super excited. Ptitteri is also a competitor in this tournament. Time zones and time differences are a thing, but we finally rallied together to get you this broadcast. Let's get right into it. We got a matchup featuring the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. Why don't you break it down for us as we get started here?
This is kind of like the vanilla cupcake with vanilla frosting of Tecmo matchups. Like when in doubt, call Redskins Vikings. So it's like Madtown maybe was saving this one as the number 1 seed. He's had to call every matchup he's played. Hey, what can you say? It's a fair matchup. Jump picks on both sides. The main difference is that the Redskins have a better running game, and of course, you can always turn up the AC than the Vikings side.
And the defense on that side is pretty remarkable. Going up to Gary Clark early as Madtown Spliff Stars is overthrown into double coverage. It is not intercepted.
Dangerous toss. Dangerous. Yeah, with the Redskins here, you really want to try and establish the run game. If you're throwing deep into that secondary,
I lost you.
In that case, what I said was brilliant, but I don't have time to go back and cover it.
Well, it's the sound of silence. 2nd down and 7 for Madtown Spliff Stars. Technology be damned. We're both IT guys, and we still haven't figured this out. Briner up to the top.
Wireless. Nice defense there.
3rd down and 2 for Madtown Spliff Stars. In decent field position, but needs more if he wants to try a field goal attempt or more. And he may have to play the back and B game here, although he's going to run it with Rip and all 6 backs of speed. Engage past the marker to 1st down.
Interesting that the Shield is manning Millard in a pass situation. Usually people man Merriweather. I think he's got like 44 interceptions, so he's pretty good nickelback.
Look at this 1st down. Nickelback. 1st down and 10 for Madtown.
Thanks for explaining the reference there. I was very confused.
So Rippon, thinking that he's Boomer Esiason, gets 4 yards, second down and 6.
Well, after that first toss, Madtown's really settled down, played a lot more patient, and just grinding out the drives. What you really have to do against this Vikings defense.
The one thing I would say back to your comment about going with Merriweather, perhaps knowing Rippon doesn't have great pass control, maybe he feels like he has positional advantage, especially with the cutback on those runs. They're going to the bottom. But 4th down and 1 here, important down and distance for Madtown Split Stars. Gets past the marker again and out of bounds, and a first down for Madtown.
Done with his legs. Yeah, I know Madtown's a 1 seed and Shield is a 25, but in my mind, these players are very even. So I don't actually know what's going to happen, but it's the game of the week, so I expect it to be close.
Online Tecmo is a thing. This is not taking anything away from Madtown Split Stars. Our Swiss format is obviously very, I would say, unique, but the way that it plays out with the specific matchups we require really stretches certain players and challenges others, and sometimes who you start with the first game really dictates the rest of your tournament. So,
hey, Madtown's been absolutely killing it. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
But, if you're just tuning in thinking it's a 1 versus a 25 seed and it should be a blowout, I'd say, these guys are very tight, close competitors.
The Shield known more for his exploits in the local scene. Not sure what the delay is here with Madtown's play selection. Sometimes we see things along the lines of maybe there's a knock at the door. You have a salesperson, maybe a Girl Scout selling cookies, maybe a Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon. You never know what you're going to get here.
We get a lot of solar panels.
Is that what they're doing? Okay.
People, which is weird because, 1, we live in Oregon, and then 2, that's right, selling solar panels door to door. I mean, unless it's Birdemic. Have you seen Birdemic?
I have not.
Business selling solar panels.
Well, I'm getting some kind of like some jump around here with your.
Oh, come on! I'm making a Birdemic reference, and it's getting screwed up by our bad internet.
Hey, you're on the West Coast. You should have like free fiber or something. So 1st down and 10 here. I don't know what's going on with Madtown Split Stars. I suppose I could try to accelerate the timing of this. I have the technology to do this.
Okay, for now on, should I talk super fast?
Here we go. Oh, boy. Putting it back to where it was. I'm just glad it wasn't desynced. Welcome back to the action.
Here we go.
So I think he's called this play a lot. Underneath the Gary Clark, taken down to the 15-yard line, another first down. Slow and steady wins the race.
Very methodical drive here.
Going up to Sanders, it's blocked. It looked like Browner was in position. You'll have to refresh me. Is Browner a jump picker of Rippon?
He is, but that was actually Merriweather who he was manning on that.
My apologies on that. We've got the JJ up to Ricky Sanders and a touchdown. Madtown Split Stars.
Madtown's really he's really good at that pass to JJ there. So around between the 10 and the 20-yard line, you really got to watch out for it. It's a go-to play for him. Sorry to give away Madtown's strategy.
Well, they've already played the games. The result is not in doubt here. They've already played. We're just catching the recap here. Herschel Walker.
Giving Madtown's future opponents a leg up on him. So sorry about that, Madtown.
Okay.
Seems like a cool guy. Met him at Madison once.
He is a good guy. I did have him come to one of our tournaments a couple years ago in Green Bay on a Thursday night. Made the journey, and he's really stepped up his game since then. 2nd down and 5. So Herschel Walker out of his end zone didn't do a whole lot for the Shield. Of course, Herschel Walker was the poster boy for the ground and pound, even though the Vikings weren't actually featured that week. Herschel Walker, of course, with that second career MMA, but he has a first down. Does the Shield? Welcome to the second quarter, 7-0, and condition check time. Whiskey Wade Wilson in Everett.
No, he's not.
We'll see if we'll get a Gannon ball run at some point if the conditions keep going. Whiskey Wade Wilson is, of course, no longer with us, so perhaps Gannon would be a better choice, being that he's actually among the living.
Well,
Look at that dive. Madtown thinks he's Nas, and he's correct.
It was really, really well played.
Speaking of Nas, wanted to be in this tournament, just too many personal vacation conflicts sent his best before the start. Look at that 15 taps from Madtown.
Yeah, so, Madtown's, when I was playing a lot, like a year ago, he was tapping like between a 9 and an 11 or something. So obviously he's learned how to slide tap, and that's elevated his game lately, because I've seen his record in this tournament and other tournaments and other leagues is he's still really taking the next step forward.
Well, 4th down and 6 here, the Shield going for it. Run 3. Very bold call here. And looked like he was bottled up, but did get past it. But he puts the ball on the ground, and there's a sea of Redskins there. Martin Mayhew on the return and taken down to the 29-yard line. 1st down for Madtown Split Stars.
Interesting series. Really well defended by Madtown, but just kind of seemed to lose him in traffic there. Shield snuck out the 1st down, but the Tecmo gods had something to say about it.
One of those advantages the Redskins do have is that higher ball control. Is it 81, if I remember correctly?
Yep, 81 for everybody except the quarterback, I guess.
Humphreys isn't good. I imagine he may make the field. Ernest Biner's in bad. We'll see if Bryant takes the spot.
Even Humphreys in average is kind of a better choice around the goal line. He's a notch faster, which is not hard when the alternative is Rippin, and with a little bit faster throwing speed. For the long ball, obviously Rippin's a better choice, but I actually sometimes even start with Humphreys in there. Try to get a little bit of a tiny bit of mobility, but against a really fast DB like Haddix or Browner, sometimes that little bit of passing speed makes all the difference. Either way, I mean, whether it's Humphreys or Rippin, these elite DBs are going to jump pick you, so sometimes that is worth it.
What's the irony of having a tight end named Jimmy Johnson on the Redskins?
Are you referring to Cowboys'
yes.
well-coiffed coach, Jimmy Johnson?
Hair gel extreme. I'm trying to remember, he was like what kind of shampoo commercials? I'm going to have to see if I can find a shampoo commercial with him in it before the series ends. Those have been my favorite part of all this, is fun, digging up some of that old content. 1-800-COLLECT and Pepsi commercials and whatnot. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, I like how Madtown's using this motion run offense. He's really putting the Shield in a bad situation, a tapping disadvantage. That run 2 there is really tough. From the Merriweather position, you can defend it pretty well, but you tend to get isolated.
So it gets the bump with Millard. Completely whiffs on him, though, and a 1st down for Madtown Split Stars. Now it's a 1st and goal from the 4 with 1:55 Tecmo time remaining. Shield hoping to maybe limit to a field goal attempt.
Yeah, here's where you don't want to get cute. You get 4 runs and get it in.
So he gets caught by the blocker. Looks like he had a chance, but Kelvin Bryant does get the corner and the touchdown. So Madtown now looking at a 2-touchdown lead and an extra point, and it's away and good. So 14-0 will be your score here. The number 1 seed looking like the number 1 seed here in the first half.
Yeah, well, he got a break with the fumble there, and he made the best of it. So far, he's taken in what the Tecmo gods have given him, and if you're the Shield, this is a good time to do some back and B. Maybe try to work it up to the 20-yard line and then throw some bombs.
As you predicted, working up to the 20 and more, here comes Herschel Walker to the 26 and taking down 1st down for the Shield.
Doesn't get the ball after half, so he gets a score here on a JJ. He can come back. This could be a tie ball game in no time.
This pass has been redirected, and in triple coverage, lucky that wasn't intercepted. He'll have another attempt here.
Put it in, Gannon.
Gannon ball run, baby.
He's good.
Well, now he's got the isolation. It's going to be a man defender against Hassan Jones. He had him, but triple covered and incomplete. Welcome to halftime, 14-0 here in the game of the week. This is Trojan 1979 with Ptitteri. We're glad you're with us. Appreciate everyone watching all season long here. Hey, there's the panty shot for good luck to the Shield, who's down 14 points and needs some help. Why don't you break down the action for us?
Oh, I really got to question the Shield on that last play there, because whoever you throw it to, there's going to be a lot of coverage. I'm taking my chances with Carter personally, but I'm sure he had his reasons, but I don't understand what they were there. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down throwing to AC.
Maybe it was cold in Wisconsin. Probably was. Both these guys are Wisconsin players. Now he's turning on the AC. And he's got him. And taken down to the 14-yard line. First down on the Shield. If he can get 7 here in a hurry, that's the intention.
I mean, he doesn't really need to rush. What he really needs is a stop. And where that stop comes is this drive could be the next drive. He's still really got plenty of time.
Crossfield to Jordan, gets the auto dive, and that's an easy 6 touchdown Shield.
Great execution there. And, you know, like with Tecmo, it's a lot about just playing the odds and making the stats work in your favor. And to me, with the Vikings, you got to just drop it back, throw deep to Carter. Like that's your offense. And you're going to live or die by it probably. Really tough to grind out in drives with Herschel Walker as your featured back.
I'm just going to turn you up a little bit just to give the viewers a little bit more Ptitteri.
I think there's probably enough Ptitteri already, to be honest with you, but I appreciate that.
Well, it's the only Ptitteri we've gotten all season long. We never know when it could come again.
Yeah, it is a little rare.
It's kind of like a Lions playoff win.
Well, I only took a year off at Tecmo, so I think it's been a little longer for that.
Yeah, those are rookie numbers in comparison to the Lions and the Cleveland Browns. So, condition check time, as always is the case, typically speaking, after a quarter, or the first time you get the ball back. And here we go. This is a non-condition checker tournament. When people ask me why, it's probably because I don't want to have to set
really
that graphic.
Been making hay with that pass 3. So Shield may have to think of an alternate approach to this. Yeah.
He certainly, when he's been on the bottom hash mark, he's been able to move around. But this time run is called, so Rippon just doesn't have the maneuverability. Does get Gerald Riggs underneath.
Really great patience and execution from Madtown on that play. Just knew the scramble wasn't going to be there, dropped it back, and made the right read. It's really
Gerald Riggs out of the tanning booth and into our hearts with a first down. Back to that pass 3. Zigging, zagging, ripping. Not a lot of room to go there. Second down at 7.
That might have been one of those instances where he actually meant to pass it to that running back, but just stepped over the line of scrimmage.
Boy, you just wonder if the Shield's going to start taking this away at any point underneath to Gary Clark, and gets out of bounds past the 50 into Vikings territory. First down.
I mean, at some point, you just have to make him do something different. Make him prove that he can beat you with Kelvin Bryant. The nice thing about guessing past 3 is if it is called, and you can read his intention well enough, you got a chance at a jump pick.
Browner on defense, getting in front of it a little bit. The one thing he does have is, he's got the auto dive. Here comes Gary Clark. He's still in the middle of the field, trying to get to the out of bounds. He doesn't, take it down to the 21-yard line as time ticks away here in the first. 14-7, welcome to the fourth quarter and game of the week. Trojan with Ptitteri. This is the Retro Sports Gamer channel. We are in round 2 to the playoffs. Jimmy Johnson's still coaching while playing tight end.
We're a little out of practice, Troy. I can tell. We're out of sync.
Well, I think there's some audio glitches too going on, but we'll be all right. Need no stinking practice. And we got to run one up to the top and a first down for Bryant. So he is doing most of the running in this game. First and goal from the 7 for Madtown.
And again, if you're Madtown here, he just got his run called on him, but I think you just got to 4 times on the ground, kick the field goal. If it's not there, I'm not going to risk putting this ball in the air if it's me.
Tried to go for that time JJ, but it's redirected into coverage. Incomplete. Lucky for Madtown that wasn't picked.
Yeah, that was a very risky play by Madtown. He got away with it that time.
And we got a called run 3. That in that situation, when you don't get a pass 2 to work, that run 3, I feel like there's at least a 30% chance that play gets called immediately after.
Yes, I mean, I get caught in that rhythm too. You got a long situation, you call run 3.
Let's
the other guy
block,
just reads it.
block.
Wow.
Picked up by Bostic, but it was 4th down, and it's a turnover on downs.
And that would have pretty much iced it. Come on, Rich Gannon.
Here's Gannon ball.
Get him in the game. More Rich Gannon. There's no
The
reason not to have
eventual
Rich Gannon in the
NFL,
game.
the eventual NFL MVP coming in.
He's a future MVP. He's feeling it right now. Come on, you got to get him in there.
I guess never question the wisdom of the Shield.
Hey, the Shield's given me many a beating over the last several years, so I probably shouldn't question him. Other than don't throw it to Hassan Jones anymore, the Shield.
On cue, I've on many occasions in this tournament ripped on various players in the choice of the specifically Tecmo players, and then the actual people controlling them, and then almost the next play, in some cases, that players made some sort of spectacular display of talent. And
I'm from the bench.
Yes, so. A lot of crow has been eaten, so we'll see. But Mayhew on defense, and now the Shield getting caught in an auto dive. Here comes Jesse Clark. I think it's Jesse, isn't it? 41-yard line, 1st down for the Shield.
So I expect to see a real patient drive from the Shield here. He's going to want to score with as little time left as possible, really.
Herschel Walker, nice run here, really maneuvering the drones well. Strange, wow, he's still able to get out of bounds after that.
Like I was saying, he's going to want to string this out. You may see him, step out of bounds right at the 1st down marker, or scramble with the quarterback when there's open receivers. Like, he's just going to.
Or he could score there.
Shows what I know.
We don't know, Jack. 14-13. Hey, that's a fun game, by the way. You don't know, Jack. Wade Wilson from the grave with a strike to Rick Finney. And we got ourselves a tie ball game.
I still wanted to see Rich Gannon, but hey, it was a great play.
Well, there's how much Tecmo time remaining?
2.5. From Madtown's perspective, he was guessing run there. And with as good of a deep ball as Rippin throws, it's not a bad plan to just passes, try a blitz, see if you can throw him off of his game and just get the ball back, because he's still got a great chance to win here.
Back to that pass 3. Go figure, huh?
Coverage this time.
And it is deflected. Is it going to go out the side of the end zone? Nope. That could have been a safety. 2nd down and 10.
It's 3. He's living or dying with it. Yeah, I finally guessed it.
Underneath gets. Normally, you don't see the completion to the running back out of the backfield like that. Normally, you get him out of the RB2, which is essentially in a.
Yeah, that is one nice thing about that play is you have the JJ to wide receiver 2. You've got the hot route to both running backs. You can throw deep to your fast wide receiver 1.
Just a bit outside. 4th down and 7 for Madtown. He's going to have to punt it here.
And this is worst case scenario because I think there's going to be time for one shot to AC depending on how good the blocking is. Oh no!
Oh what?
Oh,
why?
No.
Why?
Oh, Madtown. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
What? I thought we might see overtime. I feel like I just kissed my sister.
I'm floored. He was thinking about, I got to run as much time off as I can. I don't want to give AC a shot. Maybe didn't see Merriweather come in. I think Merriweather was in good or excellent from the way.
It was the solar panel salespeople. They have tainted this tournament for the last time.
Oh, what a rough finish. So, hey, Madtown, great run. Great job getting the number 1 seed. He's been playing his ass off. Can I say that?
Yeah, whatever.
Playing his butt off.
It's been said.
I hate to see him go down like that. I mean, I know he's got a chance to come back through the losers bracket and make his way back, but that's a tough way to go down. So, hey, all respect to the Shield for playing great. Madtown, hey man, that's Tecmo. Sometimes it just happens.
I'm going to have to go ahead and dig up the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding footage after that. Why? Oh, man. Hey, Madtown Split Stars will have no problems here. He's going to go ahead and hit the reset button and just shake this one off. The Shield showing why he belongs here. 25 seed. Don't take him lightly. He's here to play, folks. So, for Ptitteri, Trojan 1979, thanking everyone who's tuned in for this week's broadcast. Got lots of other broadcasts if you're behind on the action. Weeks 1 through 6 of the regular season. Of course, week 1 of the playoffs. And if you want to see what happens in the future with this tournament, give us a subscribe on the YouTube channel here. Like the video, and you'll turn on that notification bell. You'll know when we're going to be going live with the next broadcast. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have the scores of the week here for you shortly.